warm welcome to the Generative AI workshop with Claude at Outskill. There are a couple of minutes, we still have a couple of minutes to get started, probably around 1 or 2 more minutes as everybody joins in. But I want to do a quick tech check as we are getting started with the workshop. Are you all able to hear me well and see me well? Drop in a yes on the chat if you can hear me well and see me well. I hope my voice is reaching everyone and the video is also stable for everyone. Drop in a yes. I see one message out of everybody who says that they are not able to hear me. In case you are not able to hear me well or see me well, drop off the call and join back in and the tech should work fine for you, or feel free to use headphones or earphones as we move forward so that you are able to hear us very, very well. Most of the people on the chat are giving me a yes, which means that the tech is absolutely fine. In case my voice is low for anyone, please make sure that you're using headphones or earphones and it should be absolutely fine for you. And I would also want all of you to go ahead and answer the poll that we have put out. It's going to give us a good sense of who you are and what are you doing currently in your life and how many years of experience you have as well. And based on the data that we are seeing on the poll, we will try to customize the workshop as we move forward as well. Thanks everyone to let me know that my voice is audible and clear for us to get started. And as I see on the poll, some of you are joining in from a mobile phone at this point of time. Some of you are joining in from a mobile phone at this point of time. I would really encourage all of you to go ahead and switch to a laptop or a desktop or a bigger screen in case you have access to one, so that you are able to see all of the demos that we will be doing as we move forward in the workshop over the next 2 hours. So drop in a yes if you are all ready and set to get started. And I see that a lot of you here are very new to Outskill and you're attending a session inside of Outskill for the very first time. So I will get started with a quick introduction about ourselves so that the context is set for everyone. And I'm loving the hearts that are coming in. Welcome to Outskill and welcome to the Generative AI workshop, wherein we are going to go deeper into one specific tool, which is Claude, and we are going to help you understand why is it that we are going to go deep into Claude as well. But as of today, Outskill is the largest generative AI education platforms out there. And we are chasing a very large vision of bringing generative AI education to over 100 million plus people from all across the world, because we believe that by doing so, we will be able to help build the next generation workforce. And just to excite you even further, more than 11 million plus people from all across the world have come in, joined our trainings at Outskill to get started with AI. More than 100 million plus hours of learning has happened on our platform with an average CSAT of 4.8 on a scale of 5. I'm super excited to officially welcome all of you into this workshop, and we are all gathered here to learn about generative AI and Claude and make ourselves way more efficient than what we are as of today. Now, as we get started, are you all excited to meet your mentor for the day? Drop in excited on the chat if you're excited to meet your mentor for the day, and I'll quickly go ahead and give you a little bit of information about him so that all of you understand what has he done so far in his life and why should you all be listening to him over the next 2 hours. Excited? Perfect. Loving that. And I hope all of you have gone ahead, switch to a desktop or a laptop in case you have access to one, or you're wearing earphones or headphones for the next 2 hours. Let me go ahead and introduce all of you to your mentor for the evening. Before I reveal his name, I would like to give you all a little bit about his background itself. He comes from a small town in India called Orissa. He has not gone to any Ivy League college as such, studied in a regular engineering college, but unlike a lot of people, he went ahead and started 2 companies while in college itself. Both of them were tech-first startups. One was discovering Android and the other one Crazy Heads. And from that time itself, he was always ahead of most people when it comes to tech. And then after college, he went on to work with companies like Uber and Klook, help both of these companies scale massively in India and in international regions as well. And once pandemic hit, that was the time when COVID happened, when he realized that education should be accessible to everyone, and got into the field of helping people upskill themselves. And today, after many years of doing this, today he's being followed by over 1.7 million plus people on Instagram, has over 450k plus subscribers on YouTube. Many of you might be following him already and might have learned from him already on the internet. And he has also been invited to many podcasts, which altogether have more than 5 million plus views on YouTube. People like Ankur Wariku, Raj Shamani, Ganesh from Think School, all of them have invited him to go ahead and share his knowledge, his perspectives on their channels. And just to give you an insight as well, he has access to rooms that many people as of today don't. And what I'm showing you on my screen at this point of time is a recent interaction that he has had with Alex, who heads AI for Meta. And very recently, he also had a conversation with the man who heads AI for Google, whose name is Josh. And a lot of you would have gone ahead and seen this podcast on YouTube as well. I'm sure all of you are able to see his name on the screen at this point of time. Drop in a heart if you have seen this particular podcast of WebHub with Josh that has gone on his YouTube channel very recently, wherein they spoke about the current scenario of AI and the future of AI as well. Loving those hearts. Now, before I actually welcome him into the session, I have a few disclaimer points that I would like to share with everyone, and those are these. For the next 2 hours, which is the duration of this entire workshop, please set your phones on silent. Make sure that all of the distractions are eliminated completely, because this is going to be unlike any other workshop that you have attended. We are going to be doing a lot of demos so that you truly understand how you can orchestrate between multiple tools that exist. And I would want all of you to probably switch off TVs or any other screens that are around you at this point of time and have absolute focus on the session as we get into it. Are you all ready to get started? Drop in ready on the chat if you're ready to get started. And I'm super excited to welcome Vaibhav Sisanti into the session. For those of you who have never listened to him so far, the next 2 hours are going to be absolutely exciting for you. Yes? Perfect. Vaibhav, I hope you are able to hear me well.
What is up, people? How is it going? I hope you guys can hear me and see me. I'm just doing a tech check as well. Yes, in the chat, if you guys can hear me and see me. Yes. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Very excited to host all of you people. We have a very special session put together, and we realize that, Claude is changing the way how people use AI, and there is not a lot of people talking about it. So we thought we'll put together a session, a quick one, to make sure I share this. I share the stuff that's happening with the world of Claude, and not just Claude, around AI as well, so that we can understand what we could do with AI overall. All good? Should we get started? Drop a yes in the chat for all the people asking, is this an AI avatar of mine? I wish my AI avatar could take my session. I wish my AI could come and take the session, but it's me. Don't worry about it. It is me in flesh and blood. I wish I could cut my skin and show you my blood, but I don't want to. All right. Anyways, without further ado, let us get started because there's a lot to cover and I know we have limited time. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Yes, in the chat, if you guys can see my screen. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right, guys. So I'm going to turn off the chat for a while and we're going to get right into the zone of learning today. Look, whatever you're doing right now, I understand there are too many things happening in the world at this point of time. There's football, there's cricket, there's Netflix, there's so many things happening. Give me your next 90 minutes. Nothing is going to go away from you guys. Give me your next 90 minutes. It's going to change the way you perceive things with respect to AI forever. I can promise that. With that being said, AI is currently more like your super smart intern. That is the stage where people think AI is at this point of time. People think that AI is like a super smart intern. At least that's what people think. But you know what? That won't be the case for a very long time. And the reason is AI is coming for all our jobs, whether we like it or we don't like it. Look, when I say this, I really hope I'm wrong. But you know what? At least 4 out of 5 jobs will be taken away by AI in the next 2 to 3 years. And that's my guess. And not just a wild guess, but this is based on everything that I've been listening, I've been talking, and I've been understanding from the people who are who's who of the world. It is going to happen whether we like it or not. So, my job is in this workshop, how do I give you a head start? How do I make sure that I increase your odds of you being that one person who continues to have the job? When I say job, I'm not just talking about working professionals. I'm talking about entrepreneurs. I'm talking about students. I'm talking about everybody. Anyone who does work for a living, it could be in any form or fashion, is still doing a job. All right. So my job in this workshop is how do I increase your odds of you being that one person who continues to have a job, continues to work, and not the rest four who could potentially lose the job? That is my job, or that is what I will make an attempt. I will try to increase your odds only if you're completely focused and you're actually learning the nuance of it. All right. Is that clear? Give me a thumbs up if you're clear about it. Only if you're focused and are listening with full nuance. That's very, very important. You see, one thing is very clear, guys. If you want to be that person who wants to continue to have your job, be a 10x person and not the other way around. You have to be that person who can operate in a 10x caliber versus everybody else. That's the only way to win. That's the only way to stay ahead. You have to be better than the average others to be able to win. Because this is what Jensen Wong said. AI isn't coming to take your job. Someone using AI will be coming to take your job. The first thing everyone should do is to learn to use AI so that they can augment their own productivity. This is Jensen Wong from NVIDIA, who's the founder of NVIDIA, the most valuable company in the world. But every time we spoke about AI so far, every time we spoke about AI so far, it was all about ChatGPT. ChatGPT was like the undisputed king. You know, it had 400 million downloads. Like 1 out of 10 people in the world have used ChatGPT. It was everyone's default. Claude still existed, but a very few people used it. It was more like, oh, there is ChatGPT, and in case for whatever reason ChatGPT is not working, then you move to Claude. But you know what? In March 2025, there's a shift that happened. In 1st Feb, Claude Code got released. That changes how you write code. And you know what happened? When Claude Code got released, it was not just software engineers who started to use Claude. It was everybody, including people like me, who don't know how to write code. Because to use Claude Code, you didn't need to be a software developer. But that changed the way. But in March 2025, hybrid reasoning and web search got involved. And then in April, they launched Max Plan for unlimited power users. And in May 2025, Claude 4 dropped. And everybody started to take notice. But with the relentless execution of Claude team, where they launched Chrome, where they launched Opus 4.5, 4.6, you probably heard of Mythos, which is the best hacker in the world. It was so powerful. Claude Mythos was so powerful that Claude decided not to launch it because they realized if they launch Claude Mythos to the world, a lot of websites in the world will be hacked using it. So they didn't launch it. After 4.6, Claude Mythos was supposed to be 4.7 or 5. They didn't launch it. They gave it access to only very limited company with a new framework. And of course, there is something called as Cowork that also released. But in Feb, the movement completely flipped. Something political happened because of which 295% ChatGPT users uninstalled it. The number of one-star ratings surged, and Claude became the #1 app on the US App Store. And since then, Claude has been winning the AI race. In fact, though Claude launched much later than that of ChatGPT, as of April 2026, Claude, the Anthropic, the company that makes Claude, is actually making more revenue than that of OpenAI. So, what's been happening? Why am I saying all of this to you guys? The tool changed, and because the tool changed, the playbook bloody changed. So people, I believe, who learn Claude in 2026 will outwork, outright, outship everyone still running on autopilot. So I wanted to create this workshop because I could not find anything like this anywhere out there together. Of course, there's information like this scattered all over the internet, but nobody has put together something like this. And I wanted all our audiences to get a head start. So this workshop is your head start. This workshop should be your unfair advantage into winning the world of AI with Claude. Because if you do that, like I said, you will outwork, outwrite, and outship everybody else. This is an unfair advantage to start with, and that is the unfair advantage that I want to give. Now, a quick pro tip as we get started. If you know a thing or two, because I know you guys have, few of you have attended our programs before, workshops before, you guys are part of our paid programs, a lot of people in the call. Even if you know a thing or two, it is very common that a lot of people would know a lot of things. Stick around, because what I'm trying to do today is not just to teach you tools, but I'm trying to teach you today how I think. And that thinking, my friends, is evolving. And I want you guys to be part of me during this journey so that you're not just learning the tool, you're not just learning the process, but you're learning how to think with AI. Does that make sense? If it does make sense, drop in a heart so that I know we are aligned. We're going to go deeper into a lot of things. I'm going to share a lot of nuance. I'm going to share a lot of practical tips during this process so that you become a rock star when it comes to AI and Claude to get started. So here is what we're going to be learning today. Number one, we're going to be learning context engineering. I'm going to talk more about it very, very soon. We're going to learn how you can get AI to become your research intern. And for people who know what deep research is, don't worry. We're going to go deeper than that. Okay? It's insane what we're going to do today. Three, I'm going to teach you social research on autopilot, which is again something that most people have no freaking idea about. Four, I'm going to do data analysis using AI using two different methods, which is very, very cool again. Next, we're going to build presentations in minutes, again, using two different methods, but are going to be really powerful ways of doing this. Then we're going to do summarization at a very, very different scale. We're going to learn how to build websites without writing code, that too, with a completely free tool stack, something that you probably have never heard of before. And finally, I'm going to show you a job hunting way where you can automate very smart job hunting, all using AI while you sleep. And finally, last but not the least, there's a tool that I'll teach you, which led to a massive IT layoff and also led to erosion of billions of dollars worth of money in the stock market. That is the tool that I'm going to teach you how I use it every single day to autopilot, to basically automate a lot of things that I do on a every single day. Guys, does the menu today look good? Drop a boom in the chat. If you're excited about what you're going to learn, drop a boom in the chat so that I know all of you guys are with me today. And we will use a lot of Claude, and we also are going to use a lot of other tools as well today. Now, here's a quick heads up. There's going to be a lot of tools. There are going to be a lot of prompts that I'm going to use throughout the next 90 minutes. Here's the thing. One, there will be no recording. I hope you guys are clear about it. We will not be sharing recordings. If you're not focused, if you're not learning, that's on you. If that is the case, you might as well drop off from the call and chill. Right? There will be no recording. That is one. Two, I will share links to all the tools and all the prompts that I'm using right now with you guys towards the end of the session after the Q&A. After the Q&A is done, we will have a Q&A towards the end. After the Q&A is done, we will share a document with links to all the tools and all the prompts inside of it for free. So don't ask me over and over again, what is the name of the tool and everything, because I'm going to share everything with you. In fact, Funny is going to share everything with you towards the end. No recordings. And of course, right, take notes if you can. Clear? Give me a thumbs up if that's clear. And these rules are not changing for anyone. Yes? Awesome. With that being said, let us get started. Okay? With the first one. Folks, here's the thing. The first thing that I spoke about is that the first thing that I wanted to teach you guys was mastering the art of getting the best out of AI. What do I mean by that? You see, AI is quite powerful. It's the same AI tool that everybody has. But there's a reason why the kind of work that I'm able to get AI to do for me is very different to the kind of work that you are able to do. because a lot of people don't understand how to get the best out of AI. And whenever I talk about something like this, most people think when it's about getting the best out of AI, you need to do prompting better. And you need to learn something called as prompt engineering. I don't think that is a wrong advice. That's absolutely a bang on advice. And we teach prompt engineering in all our programs as well. But here's the thing, because this is a workshop, I wanted to teach you something even more fundamental, but 99% people get it wrong. You know what? You cannot learn prompt engineering like the best unless you learn something even more important. And that thing that is even more important is called as context engineering. Take a note of it if this is the first time you're listening to this. Something that is even more important, because prompt engineering can get very complex very soon to get the best output. But before prompt engineering kicks in, you need to learn something called as context engineering, which will change the way you give outputs. And you know what? It's simpler than most people think. You see, prompt engineering is all about writing a better instruction, so that AI can perform better. That is all prompt engineering is. And there are a lot of frameworks for that. If we just talk about prompt engineering, I could spend like 5 hours just talking about prompt engineering. But you know what? Context engineering is something different. And I want you guys to take a screenshot and put this as a wallpaper if you want to. But this is very important. Context engineering is all about giving AI everything a smart human would need to do the job. What do I mean by that? Let's say you want to do a task. You want AI to do a task. You have to think exactly like in a way that, hey, if I would have given it to a human to do the same bloody task, what is the information that would have given the information that I would given the human? What is the context that I would given to the human being to do the same job? It's that art of crafting that information. And this time, instead of giving to a human, you give to an AI, and that's called context engineering. Giving AI everything a smart human would need to do the same job. Does it make sense, guys? While prompt engineering is just instructions, context engineering is giving everything a smart human would need to do the job. There's a reason why I'm repeating this over and over again, because I want you guys to understand the difference. It is very, very important, right? Now, let's do this with an example so that you get a better perspective. Okay, so let's take up a very simple example. Writing an email to 10K subscribers of mine, inviting them to the generative AI workshop. Just right now, a bunch of you guys are Outskill learners. You have joined in to see this Claude workshop as well again, right? Let's say I want to invite you guys basically to this generative AI workshop. What would I do? Simple. I would go to something like Claude, right? Write a prompt like this, write an email to 10K subscribers, inviting them for my generative AI workshop. And you know what? Claude is actually quite smart, right? Claude is actually quite smart. It will understand what it is, it will understand what the email is. And in the end, eventually will be able to give out a very cool option. Here it comes. But you see what this is doing. Claude is doing something interesting. It says a few quick details is what I need, and it's asking me questions automatically. This is what I like about Claude. Even if I give a simple prompt, it is very, very smart to understand that it needs more context. And every time you get a pop-up like this, don't just click on the skip button. Actually try to answer these questions because it needs the clarification. It's trying to take context as quickly as possible. What's the workshop format? Live, online. Is it free or paid? It's free. Do you have date and time? No date, keep it vague. So I gave it some more context with a very simple prompt that Claude asked me for. Because Claude was like, there's no way I can write an email with such a simple prompt. So it asked me for some context. I gave it some context. Now it's thinking and it's going to put all this information together to give me out an email. And here it comes. There's curiosity driven, there is FOMO and urgency driven. I really like the UI of Claude as well, how beautifully they do it. And says, you're invited, free AI workshop. And here comes the whole email, right? I'm hosting a free live generative AI workshop. I want you in the room. No recordings, no replay, just me. This is everything that we'll cover. This isn't a sales pitch. It's a proper hands-on session, blah, blah, blah. Everything around it is right here. It's actually already a pretty good email because Claude was smart enough to understand context engineering is important. As a result, it ended up asking you follow-up question, just like a human, to get more context to be able to write this email. And it ended up writing 2 different kinds of emails. Now, this is something everybody would do any which ways. How are you going to be different? Well, you're going to be different because all of you guys today are going to learn a very simple context engineering framework. There are 5 layers of context, guys. And when you write a prompt, if you want it to be context engineered, if you want the prompt to be context engineered, then you need to think about answering these 5 questions in the prompt. 1, identity context. Who is the AI acting as? Or how do you want the AI to act as? That is identity context. 2, world context. What does AI need to know about your situation, business, or audience? What are all the information that you can give AI about your audience? 3, the task context. What exactly that needs to happen? What do you want AI to do for you? Is the task context. Next is an example context. In example context, there are 2 examples that I recommend you to give. 1, a good example and also a bad example, so that AI knows or Claude knows what is a good example and what is a bad example. As a result, it can optimize its outputs. And finally, a constraint context. What are the boundaries? What it should not do ever. When you put together identity, world, task, example, and constraint, you're giving enough context to AI to be able to give a great output. And I want you to take a screenshot of this. This in itself could be super useful. You see, every time, a lot of times we try to use AI and we are always like, dude, this AI doesn't get me. This AI doesn't understand me only. The reason why it happens is because we often don't give it good enough context. The moment you give this level of context in terms of identity, world, task, example, and constraint, it does a much better job. Now, for the same prompt, right? For the same task that we gave, write an email to 10K email subscribers, the newer prompt, which is context engineered, would look something like this. I will be like, first I will give the identity context. You're a casual, warm newsletter writer. Write like a smart friend, sharing an opportunity, not a marketer. Right? That is how I want my Claude to behave like. Then the world context. My 100K subscribers of Staying Ahead newsletter are Indian professionals who tried AI but don't use AI at work consistently. They fear falling behind. This is what my world context is. This is how my users are. So I'm explaining that in a very simple language. I have 100K subscribers. The name of my newsletter is Staying Ahead. These are all Indian professionals and they've tried AI, but they've not been consistent with it. That is the context that I gave. Then I gave the task context. Invite them, which is the task. Invite them to the free live generative AI workshop this Saturday, 11 a.m. IST. Hook. Save 2 hours daily using AI, not recorded. So urgency is real. Registration. And I could enter the link. I could just enter the link. Let's say outskill.com. Right? I just enter the link. And finally, the example context. In the example context, you can see there are 2 parts to it. One is a good one, and the other one is a bad one. The good one is, the good example is, feels like a friend texting about something useful. I want it to feel like a friend is texting about something useful. Short paragraphs, 1 CTA, repeated twice, and that's pretty much it. The bad example is event poster energy. Should not feel like someone is reading an event poster. No bullet point agendas. No fancy words like unlock and freedom and transform and all those things. Keep it simple. If someone reads the email, it should feel like a friend has written them the email. So you can change it however you want. This is how I want my emails to be. So I'm giving it the context. And finally, constraint context. I say keep it under 200 words. Subject line should be under 10 words. No emojis, no bullet points, and keep it first person. So guys, there is no fixing of this. You can keep playing with it. In fact, I will share this prompt with you guys as well. You can keep updating it as well. But you get the idea. When you give this level of context, the kind of outputs that you get will be significantly better. Now, the moment I gave this context, you see it has started to do the work right now, right? And you will be able to see the email to be much, much better purely because of the amount of context we gave. And like I told you, we are going to be sharing all of this with you guys. And look at that. Free live workshop this Saturday, 2 hours back. I want you at this. That is how the email starts, like a friend. I want you at this. This Saturday, 11 a.m., I'm running a free live generative AI workshop. I'm going to show you how one thing One thing, how to get 2 hours of your work back using AI tools you probably already have access to. No theory, no generic AI is a future talk, just a live session where I walk you through everything. Here's the thing, it's not recorded. I want people to actually show up, not people who register and forget. So Saturday works for you. This is the moment. Register here. See you there, WebHub. I wanted it to be simple, 200 works, like a text. That is my context, right? As a result, it gave me the exact email in a way that I want to. That, my friends, is the power of context. You see, the kind of outputs you get fundamentally changes. Are you able to understand? Are you able to remember? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart if you're able to remember or understand. Now, I'm going to show you a nice little hack right now. You know what I'm going to do? Let's say I want Claude to remember this. This is my style of writing emails. Every time I ask it to write an email, what do I do? I want you to focus on this. I want Claude to remember this is my style of writing. So I can say something like this to Claude. Hey, now that you understood how I write my emails based on the prompt that I gave, I want you to remember my email writing style and save that as my email writing skill. So the moment I tell my Claude, now that you understood how I write my emails, I want you to remember my email writing style and save that as my email writing skill. Now click on send. You know what that happens? Automatically, Claude will understand how I write my emails, break it down, and save it for future use. So that every time I say, write an email on this topic using my email writing skill, it will remember how I write my emails because it will remember this prompt. It will remind itself of this prompt and it will write an email exactly in this own style. Look at this, creating WebHub's writing skill. It's building a skill so that it can save it. So right now I'm giving my Claude a superpower. I'm giving my Claude an ability to remember things so that next time I write an email, it automatically writes like this. If you think that is insane, drop in a heart. You can see Claude has pretty much saved that as a skill. Now all I have to do is click on save skill right here, and that's it. That is it, guys. It now remembers how I write forever. And you know what I have to do? This time, let's say I'm writing a new email. I don't have to break my head. I can just say, write a email so that I can get a leave for the next 1 week. I want to tell my team that I'll be on break for the next 1 week because I'm traveling to US to meet the AI founders. And write this email by using my writing skill. That's all I say. I say, write this email using my writing skill. I don't have to explain much. I just say, write this email using my writing skill. And you can see this, reading email writing skill. What is that? Because we just saved the skill, Claude is remembering how I write my email. By reading the email writing skill, it's reminding itself how I write, right? And it will adapt. Look at this. It will adapt the voice principles for an internal team leave notice. And look at that. It just came up with the email in the style that I want. Heading to US next week to meet a bunch of AI founders. Will be on the road the entire week. I'll be off the grid for most of it. For anything urgent, please coordinate with each other. If it's genuinely can't wait, ping me on WhatsApp. I'll check in when I can. Back and fully on this date. Nothing that needs my immediate action before I leave. Make sure you send that over my side. Guys, if you think this is insane, drop a boom in the chat. First, I taught you how to write a prompt using context engineering. And once we understood how to write a prompt using context engineering, we converted that into a skill for Claude so that it can remember forever how I want my emails to be written. Right? Awesome. So moving on, this is the 5 layers of context, and that is how you go about context engineering. We just try that out. Now, there's another thing that I want to quickly show you guys. You see, now we tried Claude only. Let's say you want AI to work for you and you want multiple AI models to give you answers so that you can compare. Before this, I used to do this a lot. I would go to ChatGPT, I would go to Gemini, I would here to go to Claude, I would give the same prompt and wait for it to give me an answer. One very interesting tool is called as Get Multi. Okay, That is what Get Multi is. What it does is actually quite cool. What it basically does is I can click on this compare model option and you can see this top models picked for you. I can just select this. You can see GPT-5 Chat, Claude 4, 2.5 Pro, DeepSeek R1. In fact, I can add more models also if I want to. In the whole list of 500 plus AI models, right? And I can simply send the same prompt, click on the send button, and you know what? What it basically does at this point of time right now is look at this. It is able to get answers from 4 different AI models parallelly for me so that I can read answers from OpenAI models, Anthropic's models, Google's model, and DeepSeek model and pick up the one that I like. Guys, drop in a heart if you think this is super handy. Instead of me going to 4 different AI tools, or in fact more, I could just simply send one prompt and I'm able to get all my AIs parallelly to give me answers, and I can prefer and pick whatever I like. Guys, let me be very clear. Someone just asked me, will it work if I don't have a paid subscription? Good things in life cost you money. AI will be a force multiplier for a lot of people, right? Something like multi is an absolute force multiplier. But you know what? AI costs money to run. So these tools do cost you money. It depends on what you want to pick and what you want to use. For example, the Claude skill that we just showed you, while you can get a question and answer to come from AI, if you want the skills to work, you need a paid account of Claude. A lot of good things will need a paid account and they'll not work for free. You have to open your mindset. Of course, if you're a student or anyone else around it, I'm sure you'll find hacky ways to figure that out. But if you do a job that makes you money, if you have a problem spending 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 rupees on an AI tool that will allow to 10x yourself, my friends, you're not valuing your own time. That is what I would say. Because good things at life cost you money, so does AI. But you know what? I'm not going to stick to only free tools. I'm going to teach you the best tools because the best people use the best tools to get the best outcomes. That is the way, but that doesn't mean that if you're a student, you cannot use AI. Of course, you can with a lot of free versions. You'll have the time to figure it out. I hope that's clear. Is that clear? The moment I constrain myself to only free tools, right, I will not be able to give you enough value. And you will not be able to see the real power of AI. Awesome. Now that you're off that, I want to get to the next step. The next step is something that is super exciting if you ask me. The next step is about how do you explore an important mode that can really help you to make informed decisions using AI. Something that you could do which will 10x yourself, but something that will take you hours and hours of your time that could be done using AI really, really fast. And one of the skill sets that AI is incredible with is actually called as research internet your service or deep research. Deep research as a feature is quite powerful using AI. And you know what? Deep research is all out there. Of course, you can go to Claude, a tool like this, send a prompt like this. You're an expert management consultant who does extensive research on any topic using the best frameworks. Do research on EdTech LATAM countries and see how well Outskill can do if we launch AI courses in LATAM, Latin America, which is Brazil, Mexico, Peru, all those countries. Also do some research on changes we'll have to make in Outskill offerings to win the LATAM market. Make sure all of this is as detailed as possible. I could send a prompt like this, and if I want to understand, if I want to do market research about anything on the internet, I basically have to read up hundreds of articles on the internet, right? Instead, I can come to a Claude, which is very, very good with deep research, select research as an option, and click on just the send button. And you know what? Claude will literally read through hundreds of articles for you on your behalf. But before that, you can see Claude is very smart. If it needs more context, it will ask you for more context, right? It's asking me if I should use any tools, to which I will disable. And look at that. It has started to load its research capabilities. As a result, it will be able to read up literally hundreds of articles on the internet to be able to do this. But there is one more tool that is actually quite powerful as well, and that is called as Perplexity. On Perplexity, if you click on this add button, there is something called as deep research that you can select and send the same prompt and click on send. Both Claude and Perplexity are incredibly powerful when it comes to deep research. But I'm going to show you something that a lot of people won't be aware of. Have some patience if you already know what deep research is. Now, on Claude, when I gave it, actually, okay, we have a split view turned on, and we'll have both of them here. You can see on one side, we are making Perplexity to do the research. It's doing research at this point of time, reading up a bunch of articles right here. And here, Claude on the left side, I basically split my windows into two views, right? The left is Claude, the right side is Perplexity doing its job. Claude is asking some follow-up questions. It's like, for LATAM markets, what should I prioritize? I'll say all markets. What's the Outskill likely go-to-market strategy? I'll say direct to consumer. What's the price context that I should benchmark against? All tiers. I gave some context. Now, Claude will get started to do the research right now. Look at that. It will get started to do the research at this point of time, covering all the aspects of it, and it will do it. While you can see on the other side, Perplexity is reading up literally hundreds of articles on the internet for us as we are doing research and gathering insights. So we have two incredibly powerful deep research tools that has the potential to literally read up hundreds of articles on the internet working for us, right? Literally working for us parallelly. Now, once you see this getting finished, this is how it looks like, right? A Perplexity will give you a report like this. It asks some questions. Worked for 14 minutes, 42 seconds when I ran it for the last time. 14 minutes, guys. Went through 611 different sources. It read 611 different websites and eventually gave me this document of full research about what it thinks about the opportunity. AI took 14 minutes to read 600 different sources to be able to give this information. And the same way, I gave the same job to Perplexity as well before we started the call, obviously. It went on for a lot of time and gave me this full report on Perplexity as well, which is super duper extensive. Well, you can do the measure to see what works really well for you, and you can pick up the one that you like. But here's the thing. I told you I'm going to show you an insight that is going to blow your mind. While this is awesome, this is great, what I wanted you guys to know is something very different. What I wanted you guys to know is, if you want to truly unleash the power of deep research, the way I would want to do it is I want multiple AIs to do deep research for me parallelly, compare with each other, and give me one final output. It's like making ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini to work independently and then share all the results with each other, discuss and debate, and finally give me one output. Wouldn't that be insane? Not just getting three AIs to work individually, but work like your team members. Drop in a heart. All the three initially will do research all by itself. Once it finishes the research, it will talk to each other, debate like team members, and finally tell you what is the best output. That is the next leg of deep research. That is the next superpower of AI. And you know what? You could do that today. If you go to Perplexity, right? Again, guys, these are the paid features. These are the paid features, but this is what allows you to unlock like nothing else does. On Perplexity, if I click on this add button, there is something called as Model Council. If I select that, I have the ability to select multiple AI models. You can see I've selected GPT 5.4, Gemini 3.1 Pro, and Opus 4.6. And you know what? I can just send the same prompt and click on the send button. You know what it will do? It will make all the three AIs work parallelly. Look at this. There is GPT 5.4 thinking starting to work, Claude 4.6 thinking starting to work, and Gemini 3.1 Pro starting to work as well. It will do the work for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Once it finishes the work, this is how it will give up. the Outskill LATAM market entry strategy, the strategic analysis. Look at this. There's a pointer that where models agree. These are all the points where all the three AI models agree. You can see all the three boxes. It's like three team members and all of them agree with all these 3 points. Now here is where models disagree. It's like team members, a few points they agree, few points they don't agree, right? That is what is happening here. There are few things. For example, first market to launch. Broad agreement, but 5.4 thinking gives more weight to Chile as premium enterprise validation market alongside Mexico and Colombia. This is where they disagree. Claude 4.6 for recommended fellowship pricing for LATAM. Claude 4.6 thinking provider specific pricing anchors. Gemini 3.5 Pro thinking references broader market norms. So all of these guys have different recommendations on a few points. And also look at this. Each of these models also made unique discoveries. So GPT 5.4 thinking came up with this unique discovery and why it matters. Claude came up with 2 different unique discoveries and Gemini 3.1 Pro thinking came up with these 2 unique discoveries. And finally, a comprehensive analysis of the whole damn thing. Guys, if you think this is wild, drop a comment MB, mind blown in the chat. We literally got 3 different AIs to work parallelly for us and then agree to a few points, disagree to a few points, and also find a bunch of unique discoveries individually. Are you able to understand this? Are you able to understand this? And out of all these things, as I'm teaching you, there is someone who is like, bro, this is recorded. And somebody also finds it boring. My friend, why are you on the call? Drop off, have fun. Here, I'm not to entertain. I'm here to teach. And people who value it are going to stick around. People who don't value it, who want to watch reels, you can jump off the call. That is where the entertainment is. Here is where you learn. All right, awesome. With that being said, let us move on right now. That's the research intern, guys. It's crazy how things have leveled up. Instead of prompt engineering, we jumped on to learn context engineering. Instead of removing the prompt, we converted the prompt into a skill. Instead of doing deep research on multiple platforms, we got model council to work with each other, debate, and give us one final output. Look at the levels of throughput that you guys are having in one simple way. Now that is research intern at your service. But before we move on, I wanted to show you one more other kind of research, which I believe is super duper useful. And that is researching using social data. What do I mean by that? You see, when we use deep research, right, it usually researches based on information that is out there on the internet in form of blog articles. But if you want real-time information on anything, if you want opinions, if you want valuable stuff like that, then you have to do something else. You know what you have to do? You have to dig or research into social media data where opinions are shared real time. And one of the top platforms where opinions are shared real time, a very well kept secret of a lot of people, is X or Twitter. But you know what? When you use ChatGPT or Claude or anything like that, it cannot use Twitter. It cannot research into the data of Twitter because Twitter has not allowed any of those LLMs to use their data. But Elon Musk has its own social network, which is called own AI assistant, which is called as Grok. And whenever it comes to researching about information that I want basis of social media or real facts, I use Grok. And of course, I use the free version of it right now. And I can write a prompt something like this. You're an expert social media researcher who analyzes real-time public sentiment and conversations on X. Search X and tell me what people are currently saying about Claude versus ChatGPT versus Grok. Find the top creators, common complaints, pricing expectations, language people are posting in. Give me raw quotes, handles, and patterns, not just summary. You can write a prompt on any topic, ask it to look up tweet data, just the opinions of people, and Claude will get into work. Claude will work really hard. It's going to take about some time. And you know what? Claude will end up giving an answer like this. It thought for 1 minute, 37 seconds the last time I ran. And look at how different it is. It looked up all these tweets. Look at that. It looked up all these tweets that are even posted like a few hours ago, right? And of course, it went back to older tweets as well. It did everything, looked up all the tweets out there, and gave us this information from just the tweets. It just gave all this research information from just the tweets. So it's very, very, very crucial and important information out there, right? Something that you can't find from Perplexity or any other tool. I thought I should tell you about this because this could be extremely handy. That is social research using AI, using Grok. This is where I use Grok. But let's say you are doing this research of LATAM market. You are the head of strategy of Outskill. You were doing this research, right? You put this together. You found where models agree using Model Council. You created this research using deep research. You did all the information. And then your boss called you, or let's say I called you. And I'm like, in the next 60 minutes, I have a meeting. Can you convert this into a presentation? What do we do? Well, we can use AI to convert this research also into a presentation. How do we do that? Well, pretty simple. I can write a simple prompt inside of Claude. I can say, you are an expert when it comes to crafting incredible presentations, which is extremely data rich. You have the skill to not only write the presentation, but also design the presentation. So use your PPT skill to be able to make this presentation. And I want you to create a presentation based on the research that I'm going to share with you below. I just want it to be like 5 slides where you capture everything in the best way possible for me. And again, right, if you want Claude to generate a presentation for you, remember to write this line. Use the presentation skill to make the presentation. This is an important line. When you say presentation skill, you remember how we save the skill, which is the email skill. Claude by default comes with the presentation skill for free. You don't have to create it. It has it already. So I just say use the presentation skill to make the research, make the presentation. Here is the research. And you know what? You remember how we did all this research? I'm going to just open this, copy the research, drop it right inside. And you remember Model Council where we got this as well. I'm going to copy this information as well. I'm just going to copy this information as well. Come to Claude and paste this as well. Both Perplexity information and Claude information has been pasted. And I simply click on the send button. And you know what? Claude, I'll just close these out so it doesn't eat into. Look at this. It's reading the PPTX memory, which is coming by default for free on every Claude account. It is reading the PPTX memory and it will get started. You can see now I have everything I need. Let me build a stunning 5-page deck. And you know what? It's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to actually build this presentation. With that being said, I want to tell you one more thing. That is, you can build a very similar presentation inside of Google as well. A lot of people don't know this. If you go to Google Gemini, I can just send the same prompt, but here's the hack. You click on this tools icon and you select Canvas. You have to select Canvas to be able to build the presentation. And you know what? I'm just going to copy this information that we gave to Claude to build the presentation. Here it comes. And there was one more file, this one, which was the Model Council. And I just give all the information. You should turn on the thinking mode. And the best part about Gemini is that presentations work even if you have a free account. You don't really need a paid account for this. Even if you have a free account, it works. And you know what? Just in a while, Gemini will start writing code. Yes, it will start writing code to build the whole presentation for you. That is the wild part. In fact, Claude is also exactly doing the same here. It is also going to write a lot of code for you in the backend because it doesn't know how to go into presentation tool and make the presentation. It will code the whole presentation and give you a PPT file. Just to save time, I'm going to stop this. I've executed this sometime back and you can look at this. I gave the same information, all of that. And you know what? It worked for like good 20 minutes and I had asked for a 12 slide presentation and here it comes. Claude literally built this 12 slide presentation after working for about 15 to 20 minutes. Exactly, I don't know. And here it is. And you know what? It's in the PPTX format. So I can upload this into Google Slides or a presentation software like Microsoft Presentations to be able to edit everything and start using it as well. Look at this. The whole presentation was done by Claude itself. This is the paid account of Claude. You need a paid account to be able to pull this off. But you know what? You don't have a paid account of Claude and you want something to work for free, then you can use Gemini, right? And look at this. Gemini just ended up building the presentation for us as well. This is slide number 1. Next slide. You can see slide number 2. Next slide. The whole presentation is right now built by Gemini here. This is done for free. So you can play with whatever you think makes sense. You want to go with Gemini, you want to work with Claude, whatever works for you, you play with it. But here's the thing, it can be an absolute force multiplier for you guys. No matter what you use Claude, you need a paid account. Gemini, you can do it with a free account. Folks, I've been yabbing for an hour right now. From a scale of 1 to 10, how is the session going on so far? From a scale of 1 to 10, how is the session going on so far? Awesome. For all the people who are enjoying, stick around, continue to learn. If you're not enjoying the session, I'm sorry. We'll try to do our best. But if you're not enjoying it so much, feel free to drop off and move on with your life as well. Right? With that being said, that is how you go about building the presentation. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is I literally spoke about Claude skills and how we use the presentation thing. Now, let's get deeper into the rest of the agenda. One of the most important thing that a lot of people actually play with or actually want to solve for that matter, is something called as data. 80% of us deal with Excel sheets every single day, and all of us need a solution here. So I thought I will show you two things. One is that how can you work on a Google sheet or an Excel sheet directly using AI? And the other is going to be how can you import a Google sheet inside of Claude for it to do data analysis for you? Those are two things that I quickly wanted to show all of you people today. Okay, so let's get right into that right now. Someone has asked, how do we edit the PPT? Well, the way you edit the PPT is basically by, once you have the presentation, let's have the presentation, right? I can simply click on open in Drive, right? Or I can just download this and upload this into a presentation software. Then you will be able to edit it. Or I can simply click on this Drive account. And the moment I do that, right, it will open that on Google Slides for me. It'll take about 2 minutes. It will open that on Google Slides. And the same way, right, you can do the same thing on Gemini as well. It'll open that on Google Slides or presentation where you can continue to edit these as well. With that being said, let's jump into the other part, which is Excel. Now, on Excel, guys, how many of you guys have this problem with Excel? That you always end up forgetting the formulas. Drop a me in the chat, ME in the chat, if you're one of those people who always end up forgetting formulas and you're like, I wish someone could remind me. And you go back to YouTube, watch it and do all that stuff, right? So let me solve for that today. Okay, so the first tool that I want to talk about is something called as Numerous. It's called Numerous AI. You know what Numerous AI is? Of course, the paid tool. Nothing good in life comes for free, like I told. It's a paid tool that's actually quite powerful. It's a Chrome extension. It's an extension that you can install inside of your Excel to be able to get the most out of AI. I'm going to talk about a free way as well, so don't worry about it. So once you have Numerous AI installed and signed up, it has a free trial. Let's say you are on a Google sheet like this. And you're like, there is street address here, city, state, country, and postal code, all split in a separate way. You want to put all this data together right inside of this cell, and you don't remember the damn formula. So what do you do? Well, because I have Numerous installed, I go to extensions and I select Numerous show sidebar. Once you've installed it, it will show up as Numerous here. And here is the Numerous sidebar. All I have to do is I have to click on generate formula and I just have to say, I want, in simple English, I want the info present in F2, G2, H2, I2, and J2, right? F2, G2, H2, I2, and J2 to be put together in one line with spaces between them. That's it. I just explain it what I want. Click on generate formula. And there you go, guys. There is some formula that is generated. All I have to do is click on copy and paste the formula here. That's it. And there you go. The formula was pasted. AI did its magic and we have everything put together. Now you can simply drag and drop and it works. You can do the same for VLOOKUP. You can do the same for HLOOKUP. You can do the same for macros. I'm not showing you a complex example because not everybody would be used to it. Now there's something else that this incredible tool can do. You know what that is? If I jump to this sheet, right? Something else that this can do beyond of writing formulas is it can repeat your boring jobs inside of your Excel sheet. That is, let's say in this example, I have product, I have category, I have a review, but I don't know if it's a positive review or a negative review. And let's say you have to figure out if each of this review, which are like literally 500 reviews, is it a positive or a negative review? How do I know? Well, I can come here, I can write is equal to NAI, which is numerous AI, and I can write a formula. Read the review. Again, in same English, guys. Read the review and tell me if it's positive, negative, or neutral. That's it. That's the form. That's the prompt. I don't even explain. I don't even. I just write a prompt. Click on copy and select where the review is, the cell, and close it. That's it. My bad. That's it. And you know what? AI is going to read this review, understand what is inside of it, and it will be able to tell us if it's positive, negative, or neutral. Look at this. It says positive. Now I can simply drag and drop till the end. It's going to take about 2 minutes and can load and tell us if the review is positive, negative, or neutral. Look at that. Drop in a heart if you think that's insane. I can simply drag it till the bottom, but I don't want to waste my tokens. But you see, you look at the idea. You can do a lot of repetitive works inside of AI, directly inside of your Excel sheet using numerous AI. Now, this is not it. I'll tell you one more problem statement that a lot of you people will have, and I know for a fact. And that is, a lot of you people will have a big chunk of data like this, right? A lot of data like this, and you want to analyze, find insights of this data. How do you go about it? You're not a data analyst. You don't know how to write Python. You don't understand how to write code to be able to do data analysis, and you're not a data analyst. What do you do? Well, I can simply come to file. I can just say download. I will download the CSV, which is this sheet. Come to Claude, just upload the sheet, and I'm going to just ask it to do data analysis by writing a simple prompt like this. You're a strategy consultant, examine the uploaded data set and identify top 4 to 5 strategic questions that a C-suite executive must want them to be answered. Start by assessing the data and then identify one governing question. I'm asking it to do data analysis and find me insights out of this, and I can ask 3 to 4 questions based on this huge chunk of data, which is 1.72 MB file that I have shared. When you run a prompt like this, Claude can literally write Python on your behalf, do data analysis on your behalf, in spite of you not knowing how to write a single line of code. And you know what? After some time, this is exactly the prompt that I sent, exact data that I uploaded. In some time, look at this. Now I have everything you need, and it builds it beautifully like a dashboard. Look at this. There are 22,000 salary records. This data had salary records, you can see, of a lot of people. And it did the analysis. 22,000 salary records, 11 tech jobs, 100% are Bangalore. The salaries are 2,000 rupees to 9 crore. And it's crowdsourced from Glassdoor. Governing question, because I asked it the governing question. Are we paying competitive enough to win Bangalore tech talent? The tactical questions. Here's a question. Here is why it matters. What data shows? All the questions and what data shows based on the data that we uploaded is right here. That you can convert that into a presentation, show it to your boss, or anything that you want to do. So if you want to quickly do a data analysis on any data that you have a large chunk of data sheet, you want to get it uploaded and get the data analyzed, you can just do it inside of Claude. And what I really like about this is that without even me asking it to build it into a very, very, very good dashboard, it ended up building this beautiful looking dashboard right here. And here's a full strategic read as well. It analyzed all the data and gave me the top insights out of the data as well. That is the power of Claude for doing data analysis. When you dump a sheet of data, but you need work to be done on an Excel sheet, you need to use a tool like Numerous for that, right? And that is how you go about doing data analysis. The next up, the thing that I want to talk next is how can we upgrade your learning brain? How can we upgrade your brain with AI so that you can learn much better, much faster? And again, if you know the tool that I'm going to talk about, stick around because I'm going to show you a few things that I'm pretty sure most of you guys have never heard of. Because it's not about knowing tool. All of you guys knew the tool. That is Claude. But you didn't know, a lot of you guys didn't know what was possible with it. Today I showed you that. In the same way, if you want to stay ahead when it comes to learning, a lot of you guys must have heard of this tool called as Notebook LM. It's very, very powerful. But guess what? I know for a fact 99% of the people who have heard of Notebook LM don't actually know how to leverage the full power of Notebook LM. And that is what I want to show you in the next 5 minutes before we jump to the next one. All right, what is that? Well, inside of Notebook LM, you can learn anything you want. Let's say you want to know how AI works. I can simply click on Create New Notebook. And this is by Google and it is free. The way Notebook LM works is that it basically works based on the sources of data. It uses AI to read up information from a sources of data. So I can say, I want to learn about how does AI actually work? That's what I want to learn. And you know what? I can just select a deep research. So you know what it does the moment I click on the send button? This Notebook LM does a deep research on this topic, how does AI actually work, and goes and finds hundreds of resources and pulls all of them into your library. This is your notebook. It pulls all that information inside of this just like that. You see, it pulled all this information inside of this notebook on the topic how AI works, where it named itself Navigating AI Hallucinations and Hierarchy of Machine Learning. That is what it named it as. And here is a full explanation of that as well. And I can ask any question on the topic and it will be able to answer. But here is the crazy part about Notebook LM. There is something called as audio overview and video overview. And what is that a lot of people don't know is when I click on audio overview, I can literally choose a language, not just English, Hindi, Oriya, Telugu, a bunch of languages, and click on generate. And you know what? It will generate a podcast for me on this topic specialized for me. You see, I've already generated this in Hindi. For people who don't understand Hindi, don't worry about it. I'll just play it. It takes some time, so I've auto-generated it before.
Weber, I think you'll have to share your audio as well.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Give me a second. I thought people can hear. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Here's a one in Hindi playing for you.
पत्थर खाना चाहिए।
और सबसे दिलचस्प बात तो ये थी कि उस मशीन ने ये बात इतने आत्मविश्वास के साथ कही थी ना, जैसे कि दुनिया का कोई सबसे बड़ा डॉक्टर आपको नुस्खा लिख कर दे रहा हो।
यही बात तो सबसे ज्यादा हैरान करती है। मतलब हम लगातार सुनते आ रहे हैं।
So what did it do, guys? It literally created a podcast for us in a language that you're comfortable with on a topic that you want to learn. It's not that you're listening to a podcast between me and Raj Shaman, right? That is there anyways. That's not personalized to you. But here, I could literally click on audio overview and I can say, this is what I want to learn about this topic in a language that I want. It could be short, default, or long. and it will generate that podcast for you. Now, here is the crazy part, right? You just listen to the Hindi one. I'll play the English one as well.
When you see a stage magician, pull a rabbit out of an empty hat, part of you genuinely wants to believe it's actual magic.
So, when you're listening to a podcast like this that is generated for you, one more crazy thing that a lot of people don't understand is this interactive option. When I tap on this, right, a new mode opens up of the same damn podcast. I can listen to it, but the crazy part is, when there's a podcast happening between Raj and me, you're watching it on YouTube. You have a doubt, you can't do anything about it. But on this podcast on Notebook LM, you can literally ask your doubt. I'll show you how.
When you see a stage magician, pull a rabbit out of an empty hat, part of you genuinely
can
wants
simply
to
click
believe
on
it's
this
actual
join button.
magic,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Oh, hey there. What's up?
Hey, my name is Vaibhav, and I have a doubt. Is it really needed for me to learn all this about hallucination and hierarchy of machine learning and complex stuff like this? Because I'm not a software engineer. Do I need to learn this? Because I just want to become a good AI orchestrator or an AI generalist. Do I need to learn this stuff?
Oh, Bevo, that is a fantastic question,
And honestly, a really important one to ask.
because you hit on something key. We're talking about complex math.
Right. And you're asking, do I need to be a developer?
The short answer is absolutely no.
You don't need to be a developer.
You definitely do not need a computer science degree to benefit from this knowledge.
Think of it this way, Vivo.
You want to be a great AI orchestrator or user or decision maker?
And understanding the mechanism behind
Guys, did you just see what just happened? We just got AI to answer a doubt of a question that we had based on a podcast that was designed just for us. How insane is that? And I can't believe people don't use this left, right, and center every single day. But this is not it, right? If you like what you're saying, drop in a heart. I mean, this is just Google power, right? This is sheer Google power, really, really powerful stuff for people who have no idea of, right? But this is not it. It also has something called as video overview. What is video overview? When I tap on video overview, I can say the kind of video that I want. And you know what it does? It literally generates a video for us on that topic. For example, I generated a couple of videos. Let me play one.
We have built machines capable of writing highly complex code in seconds. Yet these same systems will present dangerous absurdities as absolute truth. Take this response from Google's AI overview, which confidently instructed users to eat at least one
Guys, do you see
basic
what's
tasks.
happening? It's literally built a presentation, built a voiceover, and made a video for us. This is one kind of video. I've tried one more kind of video as well with a slightly different prompt where I said demystifying AI.
You hear about
And
artificial
it generated a very different style
intelligence
of video as well.
everywhere, right? It's on your phone, it powers your searches, it's literally changing the world as we speak. But how does it actually work, under the hood? And maybe more importantly, why does it sometimes just make stuff up? And
So you
inside
can
you
see
find
this. It has again made slides, again made a voiceover, generated a video lesson just for you on the topic of this which you want to learn. So basically, we almost have a learning tool which can make video lessons and audio lessons for us on demand on any topic that we want to learn. Now, you don't have a reason not to learn stuff up. I hope this is helpful for people who don't know of this. Please leverage the fullest, especially the interactive mode where you can listen to podcasts. And trust me, I do this. I'm in the gym. I want to learn on a new topic. I would do a deep research, like a few hours, or before I sleep in the night. It will do a deep research. I will generate a podcast of it. When I'm in the gym, I'm listening to that podcast. And every time I have a doubt, I click on the interactive mode on my phone and ask a question. It clears my doubt and I move on working out. This has become my go-to learning tool. And I really hope all of you guys find value. And the best part, it is free. And this really helps to learn and absorb things really, really fast for you. But moving on to the next one. Guys, I hope you found this useful. I hope you found this useful. I hope you found something new that you learned today. If that's yes, drop in a heart. So that I know we are on the same page. I know I'm adding value. There are clearly a few trawlers on the call, which is quite shameful, but they're still there. So I want to know that we are on the page, same page. Yes, awesome. Brilliant. Now, moving on to the next bit. The next bit is basically landing pages and websites. I wanted to teach you guys how I vibe code stuff. And the way I vibe code stuff has fundamentally changed right now. You know, of course, there were tools like Bolt, Lovable, and everything that I used to use, but I've got more nuanced with this process right now. And the best part is the tool stack that I use today is very different. I use free tools to be able to do this. And you know what? When it comes to designing or building something without writing a single line of code, which you can do today, I don't do using one tool. I've split this job into two different tools. I use a tool for designing the website first, let's say a landing page website or an app. I design it on a different tool and then I code it using a different tool. When I say code it, I'm not writing code. I'm getting AI to write the code for it, but it's a different tool. And I'm going to show you that workflow today. So how do you go about building landing pages and websites? Now we are jumping off Claude because Claude is not great standalone just with this. So in these cases, what I end up using is for designing a website, I use something called as Stitch. Stitch is by Google. It is a free tool and it's actually quite powerful, right? I can give any prompt that I want and Stitch will absolutely nail it when it comes to website. For example, I can give a prompt like this. Build a website using Claude, or in this case, build a website not using Claude so much. You're an expert landing page designer who builds high converting landing pages for AI education. Build a single page website for Outskill LATAM launch, an AI bootcamp program in Spanish and Portuguese speaking people. And here's all the stuff. I said, use this font, dark background, light green accent, make it feel premium. That's what I say. And I click on the send button. And you know what? Stitch is basically a AI product designer, a AI UI UX designer. And the moment you give a prompt like this, Stitch designs the system for us. It literally designs. It doesn't code it, but it actually designs the system for us. Look at this. The moment I said it's Outskill, right? Stitch quickly visited the Outskill website and pulled up all the color schemes that we use today. It knew that this is the primary color, this is the secondary, this is the tertiary, this is the neutral, this is the headline, body, label, all how we like our buttons to look like, how our icons are. First, it built a board like this. And then once it understood our branding style, because it's a designer, it's like working with a designer, it will then start generating the UI of this. So it's not just building it automatically right away. It's first getting the brand colors all put together. It built like a mood board of color, font, and everything. So it has an understanding. It did this by looking up the Outskill website. And now it has started to generate the screen. If you give it like good 5-6 minutes, you can see it is loading right now. If you give it like good 5-10 minutes, it will be able to design. Oh, look at this. Not really 5 to 10 minutes. It was able to build it quite quickly, actually. Look at this. I'm able to see some part of it coming to life. It's all design, guys. It's not developed. It's all design. And you can see how I wanted it in Spanish and Portuguese. It understood that and it's building that in Spanish and Portuguese for us. Look at that. It's a mobile first site. Now I can also say, can you also make the desktop variant of this? And it will be able to start doing that as well, right? It will start making the desktop variant of this as well right away in some time, right? So you can see it is still generating. And once the whole screen is generated, right? Look at that. Look at this. It is now done. This is a mobile version of it. It understood my brand language. It understood the Outskill colors and it built the whole website for me, which is the landing page in a language that I want to. It's just a design right now. And you can see, I said, can you build the desktop version of it as well? It has started to generate the desktop version of the site as well. Give it some time. It will be done as well. Now that I've designed this, let's say I want to build this. It's just a design. The development of it is not done. It's not live. You can't use it. It's just a design at this point of time. Look at this. It has started to generate the desktop version of it as well, right? Now that I've designed it, let's say I want to build it into code. What do I do? Well, I simply select this. That's it. Click on this export button and select this option called as AI Studio. AI Studio is a product by Google, right? It's free. And when I select AI Studio and say build with AI Studio, it automatically opens a new window by opening Google AI Studio, writes this prompt all by itself, and basically uploads the images as well. And all I have to do is click on build. That's it. So what did we do? We designed the website using Stitch, which is a free tool for designing and so good with design. Of course, I can keep following up. I can keep saying, change this, change that, modify this, modify that. It can do all that good stuff. I expect you to play with it. Once that is done, I just said build it. By clicking on this export button and selecting AI Studio, it opened Google AI Studio and started to build the whole thing. It will take about 5 to 10 minutes. And once it is done, it will end up building. It's asking me for design styles as well. I can skip it. I don't have to do any of this. After it will take about 10 minutes, it will software engineer the whole damn thing as well. You can see this. I did this sometime back on Stitch. I gave the same prompt and it did the same work for me. You can see it built this, designed this landing page for me. Once it designed, I clicked on export button to Google AI Studio. Like I said, you select this file. This is the one that you want to build. Click on export, select AI Studio and click on build with AI Studio, which I did. And look at this. This is now ready. Stitch basically wrote the code. Google AI Studio basically wrote the code for the whole damn thing and built this landing page for me. Look at this. It's all built with code right now. Now that it is built, I can simply click on the publish account and basically publish it, and anyone can use it. Of course, you have to set up the billing of Google AI, Google Cloud. Once you do that, you will be able to publish it and share it with anyone as well. So what did I show you today? Number one, you design the UI on Stitch because it's a personalized UI UX designer for you. Once you have designed the UI, you develop that product in Google AI Studio. And this is how a developed product looks like. And both of it is completely free. Guys, if you think this is a powerful way to build, drop a boom in the chat so that I know we are on the same page. Drop a boom in the chat. A lot of you people wanted free stuff. Here is some free stuff. Like I said, anywhere where I can show you free things, I try to show you free things. But if something with free is not good enough, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste your time by showing free stuff which is not good. I want to show stuff that is good. Doesn't matter if it's paid or free. That's my policy, right? And that is what we are doing right now. Okay. With that being said, you learn how to build landing pages and websites. You can build web apps. You can build mobile apps. You can do a lot of this stuff using the same tool as you explore that. But that is not it. The next thing that I wanted to talk about very quickly is I know for a fact a lot of you people want to level up in your life and career. How many of you guys want to learn? How many of you guys want to learn how to automate your jobs, applying for jobs? Drop a me in the chat if you want to automate this. Yes, a lot of you. Oh, my bad, guys. I just changed the messages to hosts and co-hosts by mistake. Looks like all the messages. That's probably why you're not able to see the messages of others. Someone is saying unclear screen, can't do much about it. I think, guys, is my screen clear? Clear in the chat if my screen is clear. Someone is saying my screen is not clear. Clear? Okay. Looks like 99.9% of people are saying clear, so I'm going to move on. Okay, awesome. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is how you can apply or how you can use AI to search for new jobs. How can AI actually become your leverage? All right? That is what we're going to do right now. For this, we're going to come back to Claude. Yes, we're going to come back to Claude and we're going to do something different right now. Okay. Let's say I'm looking for jobs as a, okay, you know what? Let's do something even special. I have my resume right here. I'm going to download my resume. I'm going to come here, upload my resume, and I'm going to be like, I've just shared my resume with you. I want you to get an understanding of full of my resume, understand my skill sets and everything around it. Basis of that, I want you to help me find about 10 jobs that I can apply for as an AI generalist, as an AI orchestrator, or an AI first problem solver. I'm looking for that future job, not in marketing, not in design, not in stuff like that, but an AI generalist kind of a role, an AI first problem solver kind of a role. Roles like this, I find them on the internet, but they're all written in a different way. So I want you to look at my resume, understand what the role is that I'm looking for, which is an AI first problem solver job, a job of an AI generalist, and find me jobs like that. In fact, I want the jobs to be of those which are paying me at least $80,000 a year. It should be a remote job, and the job could be from any company in the world, but I want to sit out of the country that I'm sitting at this point of time. I want it to be remote, and it should pay at least $80,000. So give me 10 such options that you think fits perfectly for me. Now, here is where the real magic comes in. How will it find jobs? Well, I'm going to click on this add button. I'm going to select connectors. And if I go to add connector, I can search for something called as Indeed. What is Indeed? Indeed is a job search platform. So I can connect Claude to Indeed using a connector. And I have to log in into my Indeed account once I do that. Once I've done it, what I can do is I can come to connectors and keep this Indeed option on. And I can say, look up for these jobs on Indeed using the connector, because I've connected my Indeed account to my Claude account using the connector by clicking on this add button, clicking on connectors, clicking on add connectors, and I've searched for Indeed and I added it already. So I've done that already. So now Claude has access to my Indeed account. I had to sign up for the first time. Now that it has access to Indeed account, look at this. Indeed is loaded. Let me run multiple searches in parallel. If I open this up, look at this. Claude is basically doing multiple searches on my behalf parallelly for me. How crazy is that? Drop in a heart if you think this is crazy, guys. It made multiple searches parallelly for me. Drop in a heart. And look at this. It has started to give me roles. Here are the 10 best fit AI first roles. It understood my resume, took my resume, understood what's inside of it. I gave it a job role where there is no title. It is looking based on my job description. And look at this. AI Workforce Strategy and Transformation Leader, GE Aerospace, 200K to 300K based on my resume. It says it's a good fit. AI Strategy Lead, AI Transformation Lead, AI Product Manager, Imagine Learning, Product Manager, AI Features Role Star. All of these roles are designed and put together, paying me a bucket ton of money. How crazy is this? And look at this honest take. My honest take, roles 1, 3, and 4, and 10 are strongest matches. Okay, now I can say, okay, based on roles 1, 3, 4, and 10, rewrite my resume so that it matches the job description and I get a shot at the interview. So personalize my resume for the above 4 job roles. I just say this, and you know what? It's gonna rewrite my whole resume based on the 4 JDs. Look at this. First, let me pull the full JD of the 4 roles so I can tailor it precisely. It's gonna tailor those things for me. It's reading up those exact job descriptions for me, all automated. I didn't look for it. I didn't search for it. I just said 10. You could have said 100. It could have pulled it for you. And then it will start designing the full, resume for me as a docs file. Or even if I can say, if I say give it to me as a PDF, it can give it to me as a PDF as well. Guys, if you think what you're seeing is insane, drop a boom in the chat. I'm showing you workflows right now. I'm showing you stuff that you can automate right now. I understand that not everybody will be able to comprehend what we just did. We just got our AI job search done using our resume. And now we are rewriting all of this at this point. We are literally rewriting our resumes on the go at this point of time. And we are doing this using connectors. So guys, as it's writing the resumes for me, you get the idea. Now you'll be like, how do I apply for it, Vaibhav? Well, you can ask Indeed to apply for you as well, and it will apply as well. So that is the whole point. I'm not going to apply for jobs, but you get the idea. I've connected Claude to a job searching platform. As a result, it's able to automate stuff for me using connectors. So guys, this is everything that we have covered already. I taught you context engineering. I taught you personal AI research intern, social research on autopilot, data analysis using AI, 2 different ways, building presentations, 2 different ways, Notebook LM, where we got audio, video, and everything done from hundreds of resources, build website using Snitch and Google AI Studio, and job hunting using Claude and connectors. Finally, there's one thing that I want to teach you. The tool behind the IT layoff wave, the tool that is promised or that is being told as the one that is going to automate jobs. So you need to learn this tool. Claude is way more powerful than you imagine. What we saw right now is basically Claude chat. But there is one tool that dropped a few months back that basically broke the IT industry. When this tool dropped, $285 billion worth of value got eroded. Infosys crashed by 7%. TCS crashed by 7%. Coforge, LTI, Persistent, bunch of companies, Nifty IT index dropped by 5.9%. You know what that tool is? It's called as Claude Cowork. And I'm going to talk about that tool and give you a full tutorial of how that works very, very soon. But before that, I have a quick question for you. Based on everything that you have seen, do you agree how good you can become, how you can 10x yourself by orchestrating between different tools? If you believe that you have 10xed yourself in the last 90 minutes, drop a comment 10x in the chat. By learning just Claude, by learning, understanding the power of this, you're able to multiply your ability by connecting stuff, by automating stuff. And we have not even gone deep. This is something anybody can do. That is the power of orchestration. Now, we have barely scratched the surface. How many of you guys want to learn tools beyond of Claude? Use cases beyond of Claude, workflows beyond of Claude, and frameworks where you can literally automate anything and everything that you imagine. What you have learned, guys, is basically scratching the surface. Basically, you've probably learned 2% of AI. How many of you guys want to go deeper into this? Me in the chat. Drop a me in the chat if that is you. For all those people who want to go crazier, who want to go beyond 10x that you have, if you believe that you've learned so much in just 90 minutes, imagine what you could learn. Imagine where you could get to if you give us 1 weekend of your time. We can help you to go from 0 to 1 in your AI journey. All you have to do is dedicate your 1 weekend with us. 20 hours with us. We did 15, you spend 90 minutes, 1.5 hours, we have learned so much. Imagine if you spend 20 hours with us live. What could happen? Actually, 25 hours with us live, what could happen? So I'm going to take 5 minutes to tell you about a very interesting session we're going to be doing one of the weekends, which is going to be 25 hours long, completely live, which is going to change the way you operate with AI. Once I talk about that session in like quick next 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to come back to Cowork. Sounds good? Sounds good? Let's go in the chat if you guys are interested to know more about this so that you can spend a weekend with us to go ahead and go crazy with AI. Yes? All right. With that being said, someone who is not interested, you can drop off for a break and come back after 10 minutes if you're not interested, right? And yes, it's going to be a paid program, but it's going to be mind-blowing for you guys. Guys, we at Outskill have built something that will truly help you get started to becoming AI first. Super excited to introduce you to the Generative AI Bootcamp. The NSDC name, it's a bootcamp that is, done with partnership of National Skill Development Corporation of India. And because of that, the name of the NSDC name of this program is called AI for Business Leaders Bootcamp. It's a 3-day 25 hours live sessions, which will help you to level up to become, in a way, get started with your AI leadership journey. It's a program that is designed in partnership with NSDC. As a result, you get a certificate from Skill India. Yes, quite literally from the government of India. Usually, the generative AI bootcamp is priced at 25,000 rupees. But today, we're going to give you an extremely special price, which you won't even be able to believe. I can guarantee you that. That is the special thing that we have for you. We just thought we'll teach you Claude. So many people showed up, and we thought we wanted to do something really cool for all of you people. You're not going to believe the price that you're guys going to get. Like I told you, you're going to get a NSDC certificate, Skill India certificate because of this. And because we have a partnership with Skill India and NSDC, this program is exempted from GST. So you don't even have to pay GST for this because government has waived off the GST fee for this because they understand the value of this program and how it will help you to level up with AI. Like I said, it's a 20+ hour live event where you go learning about AI, where you can go from 0 to 1. And before I even talk about the program, right? Before even I talk about the program, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to talk about the price of the program because it is that special.
Guys, for the first 50 people, only this is a special prize for the first 50 people. For the first 50 people who will join the program today, the first 50 people will get this 3-day live 20+ hours live session with a bunch of bonuses for not 25,000, for not 10,000, but actually 1,999 all inclusive, or $29 if you're outside of India.
I'm sharing the price with you because I wanted you guys to know we are doing something really mind-blowing, really awesome, so that everybody who is even remotely serious can afford, can give up a weekend party and instead spend that money in learning. And you learn from the best people. But before that, I want to show you what you will learn. And before I show you what you will learn, let me tell you one thing. There's a massive surprise for those first 50 people as well. I'm not going to share the payment link as of yet. I'm going to talk about the program. I will tell you a structure of the program really quick in the next 5 minutes. And then I will share the payment link. Meanwhile, you know if you want to take this program or not, if you want to dedicate a weekend to learn AI or not. If you're one of those, have your payments sorted, because once the 50 payments are going to go, which is going to go like fire, after that, it will be priced at 10K, right? After the first 50 people, it will be priced at 10K. Now, before I get to the surprise and share the payment link, I want you guys to make an informed decision. If you want to join, I know it's not a lot of money, but still, I want you guys to make an informed decision. So, who is the bootcamp for? Well, guys, anyone who uses internet and a computer to do their job, this program is perfect for you. Because if your job revolves around using a computer and internet, AI is going to disrupt that job first. So you could be a marketer, sales, founder, designer, product manager, freelancer, finance, writer, consultant, operations, entrepreneur, business owner, engineer, content creator, HR, anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. This is a perfect program for you. And if you are someone who have taken the mastermind of Outskill before, this is very different from that. So don't worry about it. It is a different program. It's the bootcamp, which is initially designed for corporates. Now we are opening this up for consumers as well. It's very powerful, right? But as long as you have a laptop and internet access, this program is literally perfect for you guys. So the Generative AI Bootcamp is designed to take you from being a script kiddie, which you are right now, where you know a couple of tools and you can use them, to take you guys on the journey of beginner, intermediate, and advanced in 20 hours. The idea is, if you give us 1 weekend of yours, you will know more about generative AI than 95% of the world. How many of you guys want to be in this position? Drop a me in the chat. In 1 weekend, you want to level up by so much information that you will be in the top 95% of the world. And imagine this. I know everybody is like, can we share the payment link? Can you share the payment link? We'll get to that, guys. We'll get to that. I know a lot of you guys are excited. We'll get to that. But we want you guys to take an informed decision, right? And the way you get ahead of 95% of the world is by doing this 3 days generative AI bootcamp. So how is the 3-day generative AI bootcamp designed? On day 1, it's on a Saturday, where you will learn from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. 9 hours of live training where you learn generative AI foundations, prompt engineering, which we could not cover today because it's deeper, how to build custom AI assistants and agents. How can you automate using AI workflows and connectors and MCPs. Today you saw the example of Indeed. How can you automate a lot of workflows like this? That is what you're going to learn over 9 hours. The session number 1 on day 1 is understanding the foundations of AI, how AI works, where to use AI, where not to. Breakdown of framework, breakdown of basic things like tokenizations, embedding, response generation. What is the difference of system prompt versus user prompt? How do you master prompt engineering? That is session number 1. Session number 2 is use all that information to learn how to build your own custom AI assistants and voice assistant. Imagine an AI being able to make phone calls on your behalf. Imagine an AI which is personalized for you, which is going to do information just for you, right? It's building AI bots. That is what we're going to teach you using a concept called as RAG. You don't need to be a developer, guys, to be able to ace this program. 85%, in fact, 75% of the people in the last cohort didn't know how to write a single line of code. They rated this program 4.8 out of 5. So it doesn't matter if you're a developer or not. How to use AI to write prompts and build them into a process, how to build voice agents, everything that you're going to learn on session number 2. And on day 1 on session number 3, we teach you how to build AI workflows, how to use connectors and MCPs to be able to automate everything. There are a bunch of tools like OpenRouter, Gemini, Vapi, Bolt, Replit, Lovable, Superbolter, Whisperflow, DeepSeek, Grok, Happenstance, a bunch of tools that you're going to learn just on day 1, way beyond Claude. Because just using Claude is not enough. It's great, but if you want to be in the top 5%, this is not enough. This is day 1. Day 2 is where we go beyond off text, where we go about vibe coding, orchestrating AI models, and automating a lot of things using a very powerful tool called as N8N. Again, you don't need to know how to write a single line of code for this. Session number 1 is vibe coding. How can you build? Today we built a landing page. How can you build a full-fledged product using AI without writing code? That is called as vibe coding, and you're going to learn that. Session number 2 is how can you use multiple AI models and MCP orchestrate. You're going to learn on session number 2. That is a level up. How can you put 3, 4, 5 different tools, put them together to build into a workflow? Once you understand the mindset of a workflow, this is a step 1 of automation. You go to the step 2 where we actually teach you how to automate everything. How can you automate stuff? That is using this very powerful tool called as N8N. Right? That is session number 3, and this is just day 2. You'll learn a bunch of tools: LM Studio, Olama, Make, Bolt, Lizer, Vapi, Lovable, Replit, a bunch of tools, Emergent, a bunch of tools you're going to learn on day 2. And finally, on day 3, we don't want you guys to lose out on image and video generation. So on Monday, which is 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., because we all know you have work hours. So after work hours, that is 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., we have effectively image and video generation using AI, where we teach you how to use Kriya, how to use Kling, how to use Seed Dance, how to use, like a soul, Higgsfield soul, to be able to generate stunning images, to be able to generate stunning videos, and how you can generate stunning audio and put all of that together using AI. You'll learn a bunch of tools like Midjourney to Nano Banana to Kriya to Replicate to Claude to Kling, all of this to Higgsfield during this session on Monday. This is what you will do. You will attend a 3-day live event by top 1% mentor. You can see it's more than 20 to 23 hours. All the live workshops are designed in a way you learn advanced concepts, and also on top of that, build on the go. They're going to be breakout rooms. You're going to do stuff together, which is super fun. You'll participate in hands-on activity and implementation. You'll attempt quizzes and tasks during the session. And finally, you'll network with a bunch of like-minded people. People learn, apply, and network so that by Monday night, you will be among the top 5% in AI. Now, here's a very, very important thing. We want your commitment, not your money. As a result, there will be no recordings that will be provided. You have to attend this bootcamp completely live. We show up live, you show up live. That's the only way. And the reason why we also do this is because there's a lot of breakout rooms in this. A lot of people share their personal things, and that will be a breach of privacy if you give your recording. In fact, it's not possible to give your recording. As a result, we don't give you a recording. Now, coming to the most important thing, the schedule. Guys, the next session dates are on your screen, right? It's happening on the weekend. which is, was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The dates are available right on the screen. I will ask my team to drop these dates in the chat as well, right? You can block if this works for you. But let's say these dates don't work for you for whatever reason. You're not available on these dates. What do you do? Don't worry. You can still enroll. You can still join the program. And you know what? My team will move you to a future batch. For this, if this batch doesn't work for you, my team will move you to a future batch for free. We do a batch once every 30 days. So we'll move you to the next batch as well. The reason why we don't have the date for the next batch is because we haven't decided it, but you can block your seat right now. We can move you to the next batch just in case you're not available for this one. Of course, you'll get a very cool certificate, one from Outskill and also one from NSDC as well. Finally, I told you I have a big surprise. Let me jump to the surprises. Everybody who joins the program today, even if you're not in the top 50, if you're able to join this program today, either at or after the 50 seats are over for 10,000 rupees, a lot of you people, all of you will get a bunch of bonuses. Let me go ahead and share it with them. One, you get 1 year access to our generative AI community where you get to meet everyone all around the world, learn from them, share your learnings and everything around it. You have access for 1 full year. Two, you will be learning from rockstar mentors like people from Uber, people from Microsoft, people from NVIDIA. These are the kind of people who are going to come and teach you. They are the best in the lot. In fact, I also do one session in this, but most of it is done by really, really good people. The idea is to get the best people in that space to come and teach you. That's the idea, right? For this price, can you imagine? Next, you will get printable workbook guides. Right after you join the program and make the payment, right? My team will share workbooks. We recommend you to either print them or keep it handy on your laptop. As you're learning, you can take notes on it. All the notes will be right here. As a result, you can literally accumulate more information. That is something very, very important. Next, you'll get access to a bunch of AI agents with superpowers. These are automations which you can one-click deploy and start using them. Next, you also get access to an automation library, one-click automation library. These automations are already done. You tap on one click, you start using them right away. We also give you access to a prompts library where there are more than like 1,000 prompts that you can copy and paste and start using them right away. All these are bonuses, easily worth $1,500, and you get them for free when you join the program. Guys, like I told you, we do this training for 10 lakh rupees. Okay, we have done it with all the large companies. This is a corporate training only for 40 employees online. We used to charge 10 lakh rupees. Then a lot of people requested, can we do this for consumers as well? Can we do this for everyone? That is when we made this B2B program, which is a very premium program, made available for everyone for 25K. But because today for the workshop special price is 10,000 rupees, takers who
are really interested as a result for the first 50 people will literally made it 2K. So after the first 50 seats are over at 2K, you will have to pay 10,000 rupees next till the workshop is over. And after the workshop is over, the only way to join this program is for 25,000 directly. That is how it will work. The first 50 users will get a very special price of 2,000 rupees or $29.
After the first 50 users, for people till the end of the workshop, before the workshop is over, we're still keeping a workshop special price of 10K or $249 after the 50 seats are over. The team will notify the 50 seats are over and the link will be updated. And for people who enroll after the workshop, that is today, tomorrow, day after, whenever you want to, you can always join it by paying 25K. So we wanted to do something very special. But you know what? We were doing this session out of whack. Like we just planned it and we thought we will do it. And we were like, let's do something even more special. Let's do something different for people. So we said, let's do a couple of mega bonuses. So we didn't share this before because we didn't want people to stay back for this. We wanted them to drop off their not clear about joining. But there are two mega bonuses that you'll unlock only if you're among the first 50 people.
Mega bonus number 1 is you get Emily AI. 1 year version of Emily AI, the pro account worth 19,000 rupees for free when you join the program. If you're among the first 50 people, you're not only getting the program for 2,000 rupees, but you're also getting an exclusive coupon code which will unlock the pro account of Emily worth 19,000 rupees for free. Not just that, we are also giving
you Get Multi, bring your own key version. So if you go to Get Multi, right? If you go to Get Multi, there are two pricing options they have. One is that you can pay a subscription. This is not the one that we are offering. We are giving you the lifetime subscription, which is bring your own key, which is worth 16,000 rupees. What happens in this is you can go to Open Router and bring your own API key and put it. Once you do that, you can use Get Multi for life for free. How much ever you want, you just have to pay for the API cost, right? That is the unlimited version that I'm talking about, with the BYOK plan, worth 16,000 rupees. You'll get it for free. So basically, when you join this program for a very special price, which is
2K.
you get access to two different tools, pro versions worth 10K and 16K together. And this is only available for the first 50 people. Guys, we designed this program so that someone who has access to this information and knowledge can get an unfair advantage.
And that is what we did for you. The first 50 people are going to get stuff literally worth good 1 lakh plus or $2,000 for 2,000 rupees or $29. We wanted to make it a no-brainer price, and we just did.
I don't know when we did this in the last time, right? But we just did it. You get the AI community, you get the Rockstar mentors, you get the printable workbook guides, you get AI agents with superpowers, AI automation library, prompts library, the generative AI bootcamp, of course, which is itself worth 25K. Coupon code that will unlock a pro account of 10,000 rupees and Get Multi BYOK plan worth 16,000 rupees.
All of this you're getting for 2,000 rupees. If you're among the first 50 people after
that, like I told you, it's going to jump to 10,000 rupees. And after that, it's going to jump to 25,000 rupees. So guys, that is basically what I wanted to tell you, the whole story before you get to actually purchase. So Funny, should we drop the payment link?
I've just
And there you
dropped
go,
it.
guys. There you go. We have dropped the payment link. It's wild what we are doing, but we thought we'll do something special today. And we are doing it, right? The Generative AI Bootcamp available for you. You can see that two options, the one in India, and if you're outside of India, it's slightly higher purely because, the conversions and cost of collection is different. As a result, let's say in India, you click on this, enter your details, pay the amount, and you are in. Right? So guys, I don't think this is going to go on for like more than like 5 minutes, right? You have 50 seats. I'm assuming that a lot of you people are keen to jump on in. So go ahead, whoever is interested, jump on in. And Funny, let people know once the 50 seats are over.
Sure.
So what we're
Vaibhav.
going to do is I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. I would want you guys to take the decision that you want to. Once I come back, I will get back to teaching you co-work, right? That a lot of you people are probably waiting for. If any of you guys are interested, I'm going to teach you co-work, which is quite cool. And after that, I'm going to take a bunch of questions that you guys might have as well, right? So meanwhile, Funny, over to you. I'll be back in like 5. Why don't you play this video? And if there are any top frequently asked questions that people might have, you could ask them right now. And post that,
Sure,
we
Vaibhav.
could jump to co-work and Q&A.
Perfect. Okay, let me just put the spotlight on myself. So folks, the enrollment link is on the chat and all of you can, I already see enrollments coming in. So you should be getting your confirmations as well as soon as you go ahead and enroll. And as all of you are doing that, let me go ahead and play a quick video of people who have already attended this bootcamp previously, and you will get to hear what they had to say. But I know that there will be people who are like, the dates shown will not work out for me. What are the other options that you might have at this point of time? We will not be able to hold this price for the future. However, you can block your seat now. And if you are blocking your seat now, you can always defer your enrollment once, probably to the next month or the month after that as well. You can just write an email to our team and our team will be helping you move to the next cohort as well. And in case you want to purchase or get yourselves enrolled into multiple batches of the bootcamp, as you are making your enrollment happen, you will also find a bump for a special price. You can go ahead and take that up so that you will never have to enroll yourself once again into the bootcamp, and you will get access to all of the future cohorts as well. Now, as all of you are doing that, I would want all of you to watch this video. People who have spent more than 25 plus hours with us learning AI, what is it that they had to say after their bootcamp got over. Let me play this and take a sip of water as well as you're watching this so that we can get back to learning right after this.
You have done
I'm just sharing my screen once again with the sound enabled. Let me quickly do that. Perfect. And by the way, this is a global program, so you will be learning with people from all over the world, and that is what you will be seeing inside of this video as well.
You have done an amazing job. You should be proud. You thoroughly over-delivered.
Hey, this was mind-blowing.
The lovely, really amazing 2 days.
Amazing. Really great. Like just hopefully life-changing.
It was a very great session. How you organized this session so well.
Growth School under commits and over delivers.
I had an amazing session. Last 2 days I was hooked my screen.
It was kind of strenuous to focus for 16 hours. I wouldn't lie with that.
But I was attached to you guys. No matter what happens, I have to complete this.
Managing 700 people with this level of excellence. Amazing. Amazing. Very, very inspirational. The value that you have given for the price, giving great value, absolutely delight your customer. So absolutely amazing. I am really, really inspired because I have a bunch of ideas that I want to manifest. And through these 2 days, I could see in my head, my neurons are firing.
I'm a novice in all of this, although the company that I work for has been doing this for a while. We even created our own, what's called LOAI, because I'm in the finance industry. And now I understand why we're getting a lot of errors after you showed me what the back end does, so to speak.
Use cases of this and where can I implement all these, learnings. So thank you so much for opportunity extended by you guys, and content was really, really awesome. And your energies are really, incredible. So you are you people, I think it's a very young organization with young blood.
After 13 years, like after completing college, 13 years, it's been 13 years. I have sat for so long after so many years. So thanks for all the energy what you gave since last 2 days, so that I was able to sit here properly. And the thing yesterday, what we created one app, right? So that was something which blew my mind.
Your applications can, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I'm sitting here and my mind is just, I'm like the little emoji with the thing over its head. The whole time, this whole weekend, there's just so many things that I'm so excited about. And I just can't wait to start applying those things. And I've got a lot of learning to do, and I've got a lot of notes that I took. I mean, it's going to be a challenge for me, no doubt, but I am so excited.
In my first year of my college,
Folks, as we are watching this video, I would also want all of you to be able to drop in questions that you have. So let me quickly drop a Q&A form on the chat that all of you can go ahead and fill up in case you have questions. Give me a second. And those of you who are looking for the enrollment link at this point of time, I'm dropping that in as well on the chat so that you can go ahead and enroll yourself. Perfect. And there you go. You have a Q&A form on the chat. You can go ahead and fill that up, and we will take those questions as well after we complete teaching you. Let me continue playing this video so that all of you can go ahead and
I have created a website, but it didn't go well. But by yesterday, I learned how to create a website by using AI. I knew it, but I don't know how to implement it and how to do it. But yesterday I created it. I showed to my parents also. My parents are also shocked at how AI can do these things. But yeah, I told them that this works like this, and it was really great.
Had a chance to be with you all this 2 days. And guys, your efficiency and resilience is incredible. I don't know what time is in your place. Your colleague was in India. I don't know if you are as well. So it's nearly 5 o'clock in the morning?
It's like about 7:20. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so it's another day. It's the start of another day. So congratulations on this. Absolutely, I'm absolutely surprised.
I had a great time. I am hoping to learn more. I also signed up for the interview, one-on-one interview. So just a little bit about myself. I am an ex-lawyer. I recently
left my job to pursue other things. So I'm in the process of starting my e-commerce business. So all of this is going to be directly helpful as someone who's working alone.
Actually, I've been using ChatGPT for last 6-7 months, but again, I was using it to just correct the communication and everything. After attending this 16 hours of intense workshop, I realized there is much more power into chat only into a ChatGPT, and then all other tools have been introduced. So the sky is the limit. So whatever you can imagine, you can achieve,
Yesterday, all the things that were taught, I implemented them immediately, and I sent our client 2 things made out of the things I learned from the sessions. So our client did not have the product to send us for their Holi campaign. So I basically created Holi campaign posts and a video for them, and they needed it immediately. So yeah.
Thank you so much again. This was really the best webinar I have attended so far since I started to do webinars. Is because not only your ability to speak and explain complex stuff in a simple language, leveraging great.
All right, folks. I hope all of you are able to fill up the form with questions. Let me quickly check. Give me 1 second. All right. And I still see enrollments coming in at this point of time. In case it is failing for anyone, please refresh and retry. You could also try it on incognito because there is a lot of traffic that we are seeing on the payment links. The special price that we announced is only for the first 50 people. So in case the enrollment is failing at your end, please give it a retry. Okay, Tanuj says, I've done the payment. How will I get the access? You should be getting your confirmation email within next 10 to 15 minutes. That will also have the access. Okay. How to block my date for future months? You can go ahead and enroll yourself right now, and then when our team reaches out to you, you can go ahead and ask for a later month, and we will go ahead and enroll you into that. If I just buy one AI, which one should that be? Well, I think, it should be Claude itself because of all of the things that Claude is able to do today. And we are going to be seeing Cowork as well. By the way, folks, my team just messaged me that we have the last 9 slots remaining. We will take questions as well towards the end. But as everyone goes ahead and grabs, there are 9 more slots. So 9 more of you can come in at this price. But Vaibhav is also back. Vaibhav, should we get started with the next item that we wanted to cover in the session?
Yes. Let's get started. I will take questions after we are done with Cowork, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people want to know what Cowork is. And then happy to take questions.
I was just telling them, Vaibhav, that there are 9 more slots remaining. So I'll let the payment link be on the chat.
Sounds good. Okay, guys, we have 9 more seats. Don't worry. Even after the 9 seats are over, you can still join the program for 10,000. So not that you will lose the opportunity to join the program, just that the price goes up, and also like we can't give you the bonus, just a heads up, right? With that being said, okay, we are back on our slides. Okay, so what I want to talk about is Cowork, like I said, right? And for you to use Cowork, you have to use the Claude desktop app. You can't use the Claude web app. You need the Claude desktop app. And of course, it's a paid account. It doesn't work on the free account because Cowork is a very powerful tool. Now, the way you have to think about Cowork is that, Cowork is like a employee, right? It's like a co-employee for you. It can work with you. It can do a lot of things. It can do a lot of things on your computer for you and stuff like that. Right. So for you to use Cowork, you'll see there is chat here and there is something called as Cowork. If you can see my mouse, next to chat, there is something called as Cowork on the Claude account. I tap on this and this is what you land on. You can see it's slightly different. It's a very advanced tool. I will not go deep into all of the things because it can do a lot of things together. But let's say the most powerful thing about Cowork is that it can do stuff on the files on my computer. That is the crazy part. It can do a lot of work using the files on my computer. So I can just click on this drop down and click on choose a different folder right here, right? And you can see the thing opened up, which is the desktop files. I can go to desktop and I have a folder called as Lenny's Podcast Transcripts Archive. So I listened to this podcast called as Lenny's Podcast. It's a product podcast, it's quite insightful. And I've downloaded a bunch of podcasts, downloaded a bunch of transcripts from YouTube of those podcasts. So transcripts are effectively the text files of what was covered inside of the podcast in form of text, right? I have that. I just select the folder, click on open. You know what it is? Now Claude can use the files on that folder. That is the crazy part. So if I open my Finder, let me show you this. The Lenny's folder has all these files. Look at this. These are all the files that are on the Lenny's folder. These are a bunch of podcasts, literally like I think close to 50, 60, 100 podcasts, I guess. All the 100 podcast transcript files are here. If I open any of them, you can see this is like the transcript, like everything that was spoken in the podcast is written in form of text. It's a long, long transcript. It's all here and it's in form of hundreds of podcast files inside of this folder. And that is a folder that I gave access to Claude. Now I can write a prompt. I can write a prompt something like this. Hey, I want you to go through the folder that I've given you access to, which is the Lenny's Podcast Transcripts Archive. Inside of that folder, there are a bunch of transcripts of Lenny's podcast with a lot of incredible people. You see, all the podcasts are on AI or are about AI. And what I want to learn from all these podcasts is I don't have the time to watch all the podcasts. So I got you all the transcripts. You can read all the transcripts, understand what's in the podcast, and give me one final roadmap from all these files on how I can implement AI inside of my company. I understand AI really well, but I need some ideas. I'm sure a lot of ideas were shared inside of this podcast. I want you to read up all the transcripts, understand what is covered by all these top people, and build me a roadmap of implementing AI inside of my company. And every time you talk about a tactic, make sure you mention who recommended it and give me like a roadmap document that I could basically use. In fact, don't just give me a roadmap document, convert that into a 5-slide presentation for me, which I could just skim through and in a way do a presentation with all my leadership as well with the presentation skill. There you go. I've given the prompt. I said, go through all the transcripts that are inside of the folder that I just shared. That is AI or Claude needs to go through all these transcripts, find the top insights. Once it finds the top insight, it needs to make a roadmap. Then it needs to convert that into a presentation, which is insane. All right. You can see the UI is slightly different. The moment I give this prompt, there is something called as progress, which is right here. Lenny's podcast transcript archive, which is it will end up writing a prompt and it will auto populate all this context as well. So it's going to do everything all by itself. I don't have to do anything. If it has questions, it will just ask me, right? Or else it will do everything all by itself. So let's see what it does. Look at this. It's saying preparing session at this point of time. It is just preparing right now. It's just thinking about how it should go about solving this problem. And I'll tell you what it will do. Because there are so many transcripts, it's going to spin up multiple AI agents. It's going to make multiple copies of Claude, like it'll copy itself into 10, 15, 20 variations possibly, and then split up the whole task among its AI agents, get all these AI agents to work parallelly for it, and then do the work for us. Guys, this is something called as agent swarms. We talk more about this in the bootcamp as well. These are advanced concepts, but I still wanted to give you a direction on what is possible with AI just with one tool, Claude, which is so crazy if you think about it. It's right now thinking, you can see working through a complex setup, working on it is what it says. It's doing all that work in the backend. And once it understands, what you will see is in this progress bar, right? It will make a checklist. Look at this. List transcript files. It's right now listing the transcript files for us, all happening parallelly. Look at this. It has listed down all the transcript. Look how many of them are there. Probably 100 plus podcasts. Funny, how long do you think it will take for a human to do this?
I think easily probably a month's time.
Yeah, I don't think even in a month's time we'll be able to capture everything unless you're like a very smart person, which I'm not. So I don't think I'll be able to do this. Now it is running an agent. You can see this. It's running one agent for us right now. And look at this. It is reading through multiple transcripts at this point of time. Okay. And now it has started to write code. Guys, it will do all this fancy stuff. Eventually, this is the process that you will end up with. Okay. You can see it found actually 299 transcripts. I thought 100 transcripts. 299 transcripts. It did all this stuff. It found the 299 transcripts. It read all of them and eventually built a roadmap for me. Look at this. In that prompt, I didn't talk about making it into a presentation right away. As a result, it went through 300 videos transcript, which are on my computer by spinning up multiple agents and build this 17-page document for me. Then I said, convert this into presentation in black and neon green premium design, which matches outskill.com branding. It worked again for 10-15 minutes and then ended up giving me this deck. If I just wait for it to do, it'll take like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, actually 20 minutes. So nobody has the time to sit and watch it do. So I gave it, and look at this. This is a deck it made, which is a 6-slide presentation on the whole thing, on everything that we learned as a roadmap. And look at this. This is recommended by 300 top people in the world in AI. I got AI to condense all that information and throw it at us. If you think this is insane, drop in a heart. Drop in a heart if you think this is insane. And this effectively is what co-work is, guys. And when this came out, right, the market was like, bro, jobs are done. It can do jobs of so many people at once. And as a result, the market reacted like crazy, because of which the IT index crashed completely. Of course, this and skills. It's a very advanced tool. If I go deep into this, I'll have to spend 2 hours just on this. But I wanted to give you a direction on what is possible with this. Now, with that being said, Funny, do we have the document ready with prompts and everything?
Yes.
Just in case if people are waiting for that, I want to give that to them so they can drop off from the call if they want to. Just quickly prepare that with tools and everything. I think the prompt document is there. You just have to put the tool names inside of it. Let's
Yes.
prepare that and give it right away on the call. No emails, nothing, guys. Give Funny 5 minutes. He's going to prepare that document and give you. The dates are right on the screen. I know there are a lot of questions from a lot of people. Okay. There are literally, I can see 135 questions, Funny, right now. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just took a look at that. Vaibhav, just want to clarify, we have the last 6 slots remaining, and a lot of the questions are also around, I'm not available during the dates that are shown. What do I do? Like I mentioned, you can always defer once. And we conduct this bootcamp once every month. But like you saw, the price is something that we are doing for a very special audience today. So we'll not be able to keep this price much later. You will have to join later in case you are enrolling at 25,000. However, today you can block your seat and move into the next month or the month after that as well. That is something that we are doing. However, we have the last 6 slots remaining. I will share the link once again so that all of you can go ahead and access that. I also saw questions around the tools, which is and Get Multi. So all of you will be getting individual access to the coupon codes, right? These are individual coupon codes that you will be getting access to. And you will be able to go ahead and apply them on your own accounts once we go ahead and share them. And we will be giving you access to the coupon codes within the next 24 hours. You will get access to it, right? So there is a portal that you will have to log into, and there you will be getting your coupon codes. Very, very easy for you to go ahead and figure that out. So this is everything. The last 6 slots is what we had when our team told me. I will just recheck that as we get into the questions as well that people are asking.
Okay, Funny. So what I did was I basically, meanwhile, when you were talking to folks, I just got AI to summarize all the questions for me into buckets, because I realized there is no way in hell I can take 185 questions at this point of time of people, right? So I just got it summarized. Okay, the first thing, like you already addressed, the highest 20 questions is on the batch change and time zone. I think you've already addressed that question. Can you defer to the June or whatever batch, yes, you can. You can join right now. You can defer to a future batch. We don't have the dates finalized for the future batches yet. It will be finalized in the next couple of weeks. So the team will tell you if you can't join the one that is on the screen. So don't worry. All right. Yeah. And timings don't match. People are from all over the world, US, UK, Middle East, everything. Sorry about that. This is the only timings that we have as of right now. All right. Can I split sessions across different weekends? No, you can't. You get only one shot to attend, and that's it. If you have selected, you can change your batch at least 48 hours before the cohort starts. But if you don't change the batch, that's basically it. I work on Sundays. What are my options? Sadly, I don't have any option. Like these are the only timings that you operate at. Can we schedule 3 hours daily? Sadly, this is the only option that we have, guys. We can't change the format. We can't change the dates. You can change the dates because you can join the future dates, but can't change the timings, basically. Okay. A lot of people have said the payment is done. They got stuck. Payment got stuck. What to do? So, guys, I would say recommend you to keep trying. All right. That's the only way. How do I enroll for the 3-day bootcamp? The links has been shared in the chat. If you click on the messages, it's already shared in the chat. You can join in. Payment page is not working. A lot of people have said funny that payment links are not working. I don't know. So yeah.
I will just drop in our email ID as well on the chat in case anyone is facing any payment issue. You can write an email.
Someone is saying, is the bootcamp free? It is not, sadly, guys. There's a business that we need to run. We try to make this session free so that a lot of you guys can get value. And we try to give you insane value, really, really advanced value that most people keep it behind paywall. But we wanted to give as much value as possible. But yeah, this is a paid program. I'm from Nepal. Payment options are not working. I'm not sure what to be done. Wrong contact number entered. How to fix this? Well, you can write an email in the below. The team will help. Where can I see the bonuses after enrolling? My team will get in touch with you. Funny, do you want to talk about the bonuses very quickly?
Yes. So like I said, within the next 24 hours, you will be getting access to a platform wherein you will find the coupon code for numerous.ai and Get Multi as well. And this will come to you over email. And if you have any questions, you have my email ID right there on the chat. You can write to me and I'll help you out.
Okay. Practical use cases by professions. People want to know, is this for me specifically? Doctors, HR professional, finance, pharmaceutical, business owners, project managers. Guys, it doesn't matter. The rule of thumb is simple. Okay. If you use internet, if you use computer to do your work, this program will be helpful. If you work in a space where you don't need a computer at all to do your work, this program is probably not useful for you. Okay, that is what I want to say. Will we get a certificate? Yes, you will get a certificate. Can you post on LinkedIn? Yes, you can. Can I get a certificate in different name? No, you can't. You will get a certificate on the name that you have registered this with. Okay. You get 2 certificates, one from NSDC and one from Outskill as well. Will the sessions get recordings? No, there will not be. Will we give you session notes and PDF? Yes, we will. Can we get the prompts discussed in this session? Yes, very soon. Funny is working on that very soon. Because I changed a lot of things. I'm sure Funny also saw all of them for the first time. I didn't have it on the slides. I changed the tools. I changed everything because I thought it's better for me, and that's how I do it every time. Will there be a pre-recorded class? There is no pre-recorded class, it's only live. Can I get resources? Yes.
We have the last 2 slots remaining. After that, the price will go up to 10,000 rupees.
Okay, guys, last 2 slots. I see a lot of people giving payment failure questions. So keep giving it a shot if you guys are keen. Okay. Will it help me to find a job in the US as an international student? Not this, guys. I mean, will it help you with a job? I pretty much think definitely. But not that you just take this program and you'll get a job. That's not how it was designed. All right. Okay. By the way, if you're a student, if you have the time, you should learn it yourself. You probably don't need a paid program for this. That's one thing that I want to talk about. Okay. What are the best free AI apps? The best free AI apps are everything. ChatGPT is good, Gemini is good, Claude is good, but they all have limits. So smart people I know, basically use the free limit of all the 3 tools and keep switching between each other. So that is something that a lot of people do. Can AI fully automate social media posting? Yes, it can. Okay. Can we create a website for freelancing using Claude? Yes, the same way we gave a prompt to this, you can do that as well. Funny, I will have to bounce off right now.
Okay.
Right.
I
Someone
can
is
take
like,
up the
I'm
question.
part of the AI Generalist Accelerator and the AI Catalyst. Is this program needed? If you're part of AI Generalist and AI Catalyst, those are very advanced programs. You're not needed to join the bootcamp again. Right. A few people are asking, what is the difference between AI Mastermind and bootcamp? Funny, there are a bunch of questions. You know what to do. Like you should be able to take them. And also, because a lot of people are facing payment issues, I will recommend you to increase it by like 10 seats so that people are able to join in, because there are literally 18 mentions of payment failures, right?
Wow.
So
I just checked with our team whether they deactivated the link by any chance, because I think we hit the threshold. But as I get a reply back from them, I'll probably increase the seats in case there are
And the
people.
questions of people saying payment failures are just going up on the sheet. And there are a lot more new questions that have come in, but I have to bounce for a call. So I will let you take over. There are so many questions. Try to take as many questions as possible so that they take an informed decision. And of course, right, I would love for you to talk about the community and do play the video as well towards the end.
Yes, I will do that. I will
Folks,
do that.
I have to bounce. I wanted to, like, this was a very impromptu thing. I just thought Claude is coming up. The team was like, we should do a session on Claude, and they asked me if I could do it. And I just bounced on. I prepared for it for like some time. That's why it was probably not the most organized, but I hope you had a good time. And for a few people who are going to join in the bootcamp, I'll probably see you there as well. But irrespective, I really hope you found great value in this 2 hours of me running you guys through Claude. Use that information, learn, execute, and win. With that being said, Funny, over to you, my friend.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vaibhav. And folks, I've dropped in Vaibhav's social links on the chat in case you want to go ahead and connect with him. Lot of AI updates go in there as well, so you can, learn things on the go as you go ahead and watch the content. I'm going to go ahead and answer questions. Let me quickly do that. And as I do that, I've also asked our team to go ahead and extend the seats by another 15 slots, because we ran out of all of the 50 slots that we went ahead and opened, and there are people who are facing payment issues. So let me quickly drop in the link once again on the chat, and there you go. I'll take a look at the questions. Give me a second. I'm going from the bottom so that all of the recent questions are being answered first. Just sorting them out. Okay. All right. So one of the questions that I see is, do you have spaced out sessions that happen? No, we wanted to do it this way because when we bring everybody together over one weekend, we are able to bring in some consistency and relationship between one session to another as well. That is the reason why we ask people to spend one entire weekend dedicatedly towards this training rather than breaking it into multiple pieces. And people who attended this bootcamp previously found immense value because of the format that we do it in. Are there going to be breaks in between? Absolutely, yes. You will be getting a lot of breaks in between. In fact, one thing I will tell you about the bootcamp is that towards the end of every day, we do something called as breakout rooms. Now, what are these? We give you guided workbooks, and inside the breakout rooms, you're going to be meeting about a small set of people, 10 to 15 people per breakout room. You will be working on the workbook and building let's say we are learning MCPs. You will actually get a workbook that will help you build MCPs, and we make you do that in the breakout room before the day ends. So after the end of 3 days, imagine the number of projects that you will have with yourself that you can go ahead and show, probably on your LinkedIn profile and Instagram profile, right? We believe in making people build projects. That is what we will be making you do inside the bootcamp. So everybody who has already registered, drop in a heart if that excites you, that you will actually be building projects. And one other question that I see, which is most commonly asked, is Would you need to have access to paid tools to participate in the bootcamp? No. While we will be showing you free and paid tools to teach you and make sure that you're having the best exposure ever, the workbooks and breakout room activities that we will be making you do will be on the freemium plans, which is every tool. Let's say Claude, let's say ChatGPT, and all of these tools, they give you free access as well before you even subscribe. So you will be using that to go ahead and get that hands-on practice. Want to defer to the next batch? You can go ahead and enroll yourself right now on the link that I've shared, and you will be able to defer yourself into the future batch as well. Okay. Can you give me a summary of the workshop that just happened? Give me 3 more minutes. Our team is working on it. We are putting together all of the prompts, links of all of the tools that Vaibhav taught you. And in the next 3 minutes, I'll go ahead and drop it in. AI tool usage and practical application, how to use AI in construction, banking, translation, pharma. Look, generative AI today has applications across domains. But the focus that we have in the bootcamp is to build a generalist mindset for everybody. So irrespective of which field you are in, irrespective of how many years of experience you have, you will basically get a plethora of exposure into multiple use cases so that you can solve problems across multiple domains, be it design, marketing, operations, finance, accounting, all of it. You will be able to do it on your own rather than depending on a finance expert, rather than depending on a design expert. You saw that today as well, right? We showed you a design specific tool. So anybody, irrespective of which field you're from, you can go ahead and do your designs yourself today. So that is the kind of generalist or orchestrator mindset that we try to put you into over the weekend that, of the bootcamp. Can AI be used with company data and how to handle regulations inside organizations? Very good questions. Very good question, this one, right? AI cannot directly, or Gen AI tools cannot be used for PII data, right? Which means you cannot go ahead and upload your PII data into a Claude or into ChatGPT. If you are on the paid plans of these tools, they do mention that they would not use your data for any internal training purposes, but you cannot absolutely go ahead and believe that, right? That is why in the bootcamp, we show something called as locally installing AI models. It's quite advanced. If you want to install AI models into your computers completely, you don't have to write code for it, but it's still advanced, right? And that is what we teach you inside the bootcamp. So in case you have a laptop that has decent enough configuration, you will be able to run your AI models without actually connecting to the internet. So that is something that we teach in the bootcamp. By the way, out of the 15 slots that we opened, we have 9 more remaining at this point of time. People who are in the process of joining the bootcamp, you can go ahead and do that right now. How to contact our support team? You can just write an email to hi@outskill.com. All right, what are the other questions that came in? Okay, Claude versus ChatGPT versus Gemini. Let me tell you this, right? If you think about the AI models that exist as of today, all over the world, we have more than 620 plus AI models. Some of them are popular. Some of them have good interfaces like how ChatGPT and Claude do, but many of them don't have their own interfaces that you could go ahead and use. So when you say, when you ask this question, is it Claude versus ChatGPT versus Gemini? You should probably ask yourself this same question among 620 plus AI models that exist as of today, right? We are going to be talking about model capabilities as well in the bootcamp. It all comes down to, on a very, very high level, if you only talk about Claude versus ChatGPT versus Gemini, it comes down to preference. Of course, as you saw today, Claude is able to do a lot more than ChatGPT and Gemini as of today, in case you are on their paid plan. But if you're using the free plan, any one of those would work, depending on how you are prompting and few use cases that you're, sort of looking at. Can AI help in ERP, CRM? Absolutely, yes. Can I automate social media and job search? Job search is something that you saw today. Social media also, absolutely yes. That is how we run our own content channels. How to earn 1.5 lakh per month using AI? For that, you first need to learn Gen AI in depth, right? And then you will be able to. There are a lot of people who have now transformed themselves into consultants. That is something that you will be able to do, which is again freelancing with AI itself. You can build automations for others. You can build ads for others using AI. A lot of people who have attended our bootcamp have actually transformed themselves into becoming teachers as well, because a lot of people are looking for AI trainers today. So that is also another opportunity that you can go ahead and bank on. Why are we doing this bootcamp for such a low price? Like I mentioned, the bootcamp is actually priced at 25,000, but today, as many of you already know, you have come in through um, one of the channels who partnered with us to do this entire workshop, right? And as a result, we wanted to do something very special, keep it very affordable. Since a lot of young people are on this call, we wanted to keep it very affordable for everyone, so that everyone has access to learn, and that access is not being taken away from people just because of the cost of it. Now, there is also one other question that I saw, which is how is this going to be different from YouTube? Well, here, people who have been using Gen AI applications for over 2 years, real people are going to come in and teach you live, right? And they're going to be teaching you things that they have been doing on a daily basis for the last 2 years. When you go to YouTube, I'm not saying learning from the internet is wrong. There are so many things that I myself have learned from the internet. However, you don't get a guided path when you're trying to learn from the internet. You will find YouTube videos that talk about automations, that talk about MCPs and all of that, but not the foundations of it, right? So in the entire bootcamp, if you ask me what is the most important session according to you, Funny, I will say that it's day one, session one, where you will be learning how do these AI models even work? What happens behind the scenes? What is the difference between a system prompt versus a user prompt, and when should you use what? What is the costing of different AI models? Because when you go ahead and build an automation, or when you're trying to vibe code a product, all of these platforms, be it even platforms like Claude Code, that is advanced, and we have not gotten into that today, even these platforms use an underlying AI model. And it is for this AI model that you pay credits for, right? Or you buy credits for by exchanging money, right? To all of these companies. So as a very good AI orchestrator, you need to know which model to use where, so that you are able to save cost, you are able to get the best outputs as well, which a lot of people today are not able to do very well. I'll give you a simple example. When you go to Claude itself, you will find a model called Opus 4.6. Opus 4.6 is the latest and the most smartest AI model launched by Anthropic. But if you continue to use Opus 4.6 for literally every task of yours, you will end up wasting a lot of your money. These are the kind of things that we will be talking about in the bootcamp, so that your mindset matures when it comes to using AI. Now, I think these pretty much are all of the questions that came in. What I will do very quickly is I'll share the summary document on the chat of this workshop. I just got it from our team. You will be able to find it right here in the chat. And we have the last 4 slots remaining as per what my team said. And they mentioned that there are a lot of failed payments at this point of time. So I'm sharing the link once again in case anybody wants to join in. Before we wrap up, please do go ahead and join in right now. This will be the final time where you can go ahead and join in for the special prize that we have put out. This is what the summary document looks like, which captures everything that we spoke about in this entire workshop. People who have joined the bootcamp, I would recommend all of you to go deep into this document as well that I've shared on the chat. Everything that we spoke about, right from context engineering to using AI for your research, to using AI for social research, to doing data analysis, to building presentations, to summarizing things, all of it has been put up inside this document. page by page, right? So we started with context engineering. We used two tools there, Claude and Get Multi. You have all of that right here. We then went into using AI for research. The entire prompt is also given to you right here, along with the tools that have been used for every use case that we went ahead and covered. Now, this is the detailed document that all of you are getting access to. Let me know by giving me a reaction, by giving me a thumbs up if you're all able to access the document that I've shared. And such or many more such printable documents is what we will be giving you as one of the bonuses of the Generative AI Bootcamp. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I think we have the last 4 slots remaining. I will continue to play this video so that people who want to enroll can enroll, and people who have already enrolled can listen to the experiences of others that are being shared in this particular video. I'll take a few more questions in case any questions are coming up on the Q&A form. Hence, I will drop in the Q&A form as well on the chat once again, but feel free to go ahead and ask your questions. Feel free to also go ahead and enroll yourself into the bootcamp right now.
This case study, but also your life.
I am actually based in Florida. So I stayed for 2 nights, and it was like I never thought of I could have stayed that much. So I really loved all your lessons. It was very well structured, and it was like a both combination of theory and practical, and the sessions, breakout sessions. That was very, very nice. Really, thank you for that.
I am not from anything close to tech like so many others who were there. The whole session today, battling sleep, but nothing to do with the kind of training that was on or information that was being dispersed. Absolutely fantastic. I have sat through and I'm really like, okay, this is something. I document the arts, and I'm also an artist myself, and I'm already seeing and beginning to have ideas to come up with stuff that can be revolutionary for the artists.
I'm not as young as every other members of my team, and I was really struggling. But this training the past hours has really given me a different. I would say it's a foundation for every one of us. Irrespective of the sector that you belong to, this training has given us a foundation for us to build on as relates to us as individuals. So in my part, I have learned a lot, and I see how I can use the opportunity, the things that I've learned now to enhance my productivity.
Everything you're showing practically on the go, it's not easy. I'm from a product owner and business analyst background, and I know it's not very easy. So it tells how much effort you put into this, and what we are gaining from it depends on us. For what we want to make out of it is up to us. But you have given us a powerful tool, and it feels empowering to have joined this session, and there's lots to take on.
Did exactly that. Man, I am completely changed after these 2 days. My perspective has changed. I am a second generation entrepreneur. So my mind keeps going on here and there about how can I do new things? How can I, take things to the next level? And man, AI is the thing to take you to the next level. And you guys take that to the next level. So it's completely mind blowing, and I love your energy. I don't know how you get that without food, but amazing energy, guys.
So when there were points where you're like, okay, now what? Something interesting just popped up and the focus was back. I could just sit through it, and I couldn't sleep in the night because there were so many ideas, from storytelling to what new content I can create on YouTube, because I think it was one of those few courses which did not have to know.
All right, everyone. We have the last and final slot pending. So I just wanted to pause the video and take the new questions that are coming in at this point of time. I'll also go ahead and drop in the link that anybody can use beyond of this workshop as well to probably go ahead and enroll at a price point of 10,000 rupees. Like we mentioned earlier, you can go ahead and enroll using this particular link. But the last slot, if anybody wants to go ahead and grab, that is still open. on the original link that I had shared earlier, but I just bumped it up once again, right? I think the most beautiful thing that a lot of people tell me, a lot of non-technical people tell me after taking the boot camp is that they are able to walk into rooms with other tech people today and are able to speak and understand what they are saying as well. So that is a huge leverage point that all the non-technical folks also got today because and purely because of generative AI. Now, the point is, I mean, uh, why one reason why we have made this bootcamp as affordable as possible is so that people can get started. You already saw so many people who are already learning. We have already taught more than 11 million plus people. Irrespective of whether you are able to join the bootcamp or not, the message that I would like to give you and would like all of you to remember is to continue learning, because you saw what Claude Cowork did to the entire IT industry, right? We are going to be seeing a lot more such things coming up in the near future. Everybody who is learning AI also has to be a continuous learner. So it truly does not matter if you're getting started with Outskill or if you're getting started on your own, if you're using your own resources to learn, it is absolutely fine. What is not fine is for you to not learn, and what is not fine is for you to believe that AI is just another trend which will eventually go away. I hope that is clear for everyone. Give me a thumbs up if that is clear. Perfect. Perfect. Now, before we sort of end the whole session, I want to launch a quick poll, and I truly want to understand what all of you feel about the offer and everything else that we spoke about regarding the bootcamp. I would love to know why some of you could not join the bootcamp. If you have already, you can go ahead and choose the first option. If you have not joined in, you can let me know by choosing any of the other options. And the reason why I need this feedback is because we are trying to make Gen AI education as accessible as possible to people from all around the world. Of course, we can't absolutely do everything for free because there is a team that we need to run. We have a huge team of AI researchers today to help everybody in our entire community stay on top of AI. And that is the reason why we have to attach a price point to it. But I would love to know from all of you as to what made you choose not to enroll into this program or be part of the first, not 50. We wanted to do it for 50 people, but then ended up doing it for 65 people in total. Okay, as all of you are putting in your responses on the poll, let me look at the questions that are coming in. What is the session schedule during the bootcamp? Sharath, we already went ahead and showed the schedule to all of you. I can probably put it in once again. I'll drop it in on the chat so that it becomes easier for you. We have one cohort this month, but we will be having one cohort every month as well. So if you're going ahead and enrolling right now, you can defer yourself to a future batch as well. I hope that answers your question, Sharath. Do we get a certificate post this particular session? No, you will not be getting a certificate post this session. I just want to know if I can make a package of AI subscriptions. I would be interested in that. I'm not sure what a package of AI subscription means, Amrit. I just want to know, after I created the website on Stitch, how can I get access? You will have to go ahead and deploy the website, and you can do that by either using Google AI Studio, or you can do that by pulling your design that Stitch is making into any tool like Bolt or Lovable as well. Faisal, you can just write an email to funny@outskill.com and or hi@outskill.com, and our team will help you out with the enrollment. Debashish, same for you. Anybody who is facing enrollment issues, there's not much that we can do right away, but you can write an email to hi@outskill.com or funny@outskill.com, or you could also write an email to yashwant@outskill.com, and our team will help you out with any enrollment issues that you're facing. How can I get access to the bootcamp and the multi-lifetime access key? Well, with the enrollment of the bootcamp, Huzefa, you get multi for lifetime as well with your own key. We're going to be teaching you how you can get your own key via Open Router in the bootcamp. Multi and numerous are two tools that we will be teaching in the bootcamp as well. And people who are joining get access to both the tools so that you can leverage that access and make projects with us in the bootcamp. What is the prompt we should be giving to Notebook LM to create a podcast of my interest? Well, there is an interactive mode that you will be able to find, Ashwin, inside Notebook LM. That is what you need to click so that you can talk. Deepak says, I've already enrolled. You will be receiving the study material during this week. Can I use Claude for trading? You can't use, I mean, you can use Claude for analysis of multiple trades that you're doing. And it's incredibly powerful at it, by the way. However, when you're using it for trading, don't just go by what these AI models are telling you. Use your own intuition as well. The human in the center loop is very important whenever you're using AI tools as well. Tell me in Kannada, not possible, sorry. Primary reason behind that is not because we can't, it's because we have a global community that always attends any session that we do. If you have already enrolled, Krishnan, you will be receiving the confirmation and the links to the bootcamp as well over the next couple of days. Ziyat, I've already shared the session notes on the chat. I hope you got that. People who have taken the bump as well, which is the additional that you might have paid, that is access to the future bootcamp. So we do this bootcamp every month. And when we do this bootcamp, we keep updating the content as well based on all of the things that are happening in the generative AI world. So the one that you will be attending would, of course, be the latest one. But if you're taking that additional bump, you will be getting access to the future batches of the bootcamp as well, right? Without you having to make any other payment ever. You will be able to attend the bootcamp every month and keep yourselves updated that way. Will we receive the recording of this workshop? No, you will not be able to receive the recording of this workshop. Devkanta, just write to our team and okay. Bhushan, you saw what Claude Cowork can do already. Okay. Amritpal, okay, you have enrolled. We never had any such package for 1 year subscription of AI models. We never had that. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but you can write an email to me and I can help clarify that. Are there any USA weekend? Yes, we also do it in the, we also have sessions the ES well, but we don't do any other time zones at this point of time. And there are no weekday time slots. We would need complete weekend. All right. Okay. I'm going to close out after the last two enrollments sort of come in. Whoever is trying to get that. Do I need to subscribe to ChatGPT, Gemini, and all the other AI portals to be able to use Notebook LM and other such comparison based on AI tools? No, you won't have to subscribe to ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude to be able to use Notebook LM. You can use Notebook LM off the bat itself without having any other subscriptions. I registered for my nephew. Well, in case you have registered for somebody else, please do write an email at hi@outskill.com so that we can make sure that when the certificates are being awarded, their name comes on the certificate as well. You don't have to download any other tools. And yes, if he has an iPad, Rashid, he can attend with an iPad as well. Mobile attendance also works, just that on mobile, you can't see a lot of things as they are happening, right? That is the only problem with mobile because the screen size is sort of limited. All right, everyone. I think we come to the end. The two slots are also done at this point of time. In case anyone wants to go ahead and register for 10K, the link is already shared on the chat for that. But absolutely loved hosting this entire session for all of you. People who could not afford the bootcamp today, I would recommend all of you to continue learning on your own. That will help you out a lot as well, right? With that being said, thank you so much for being a part of it today. I hope today's entire session was valuable for you and you got to learn, learn Claude in deep today. With that being said, thank you so much, everyone. Bye. See you some other day, some other time in some other session like this. See you all. Bye, everyone. I will share the notes once again. I'll share the resources once again if you have not gotten it. There you go. Everybody should have this. Perfect. Yes, got it? The prompts are right there, Chirag. I've just shared the prompts. Upgrade should be working, Chaitanya, or you could write an email and our team will help you out with it. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Javid, write an email and we'll help you out. Thank you. Bye, everyone.